We're in Melfort, Saskatchewan for the 2018 Viterra Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And tonight, it's playoff time. Coming up next.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, SaskTel, Service Equipment, White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, Jiffy Lube, CurlSask, and SaskTel Mats.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Northern Lights Palace in Melfort, home of the Melfort Mustangs of the SJHL, but they've been displaced this week so that we could have the 2018 Viterra Scotties Provincial Women's Curling Championship. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm joined by Susan Lang and Kim Hudson, and we're down to the playoffs. We've got just 4 teams left in the hunt for this championship. The 4th team was determined this afternoon in a tiebreaker. Penny Barker, taking the same route she took last year, wins the tiebreaker, and she will face off against Sherry Anderson in a 3-4 game tonight. We're going to feature the 1-2 game between Robin Silvernagel, who finished atop the standings, and Chantel Eberle. Kim, let me ask you first, what do we expect from the Silvernagel team tonight, given that they're the number 1 seed, and they were in this game last year?
Yeah, exciting times, and I think they're going to come out very strong. We saw that they've been on a roll here this week. They lost their first game, but they've peeled off, what would that be, 7, if my math is correct, 7 straight wins, and they seem to just be getting stronger, so that's good. However, their first loss did come at the hands of Team Eberle, which is who they play tonight, obviously. And
can Chantel draw from that experience?
I'm really interested in this game in the sense that the experience that Silvernagel team has had in this 1-2 game, I think, is going to be extraordinarily valuable. We saw the little bit of tension last night in that Eberle game and that must-win that they needed to have. And I'm just wondering if that's going to carry forward in tonight's big pressure game. This winner goes straight to the final, and that is very difficult to forget about when you are on the ice. So I think Silvernagel has a bit of an edge here just on that experience factor.
The nice thing for both of these teams, though, is that the loser does get another chance. They'll be playing in the semifinal tomorrow afternoon at noon. Let's take a moment to meet the teams in tonight's playoff game, and we'll have the game right after that.
Hi, we're Team Silvernagel from the Twin Rivers Curling Club in North Battleford. I'm skip Robin Silvernagel, 3rd Jolene Campbell, 2nd Dana Demers, lead Kara Teveno, and our coach Gerald Chimko.
Hi, I'm Chantel Eberle, skip of Team Eberle. Lead is Haley Jameson, 2nd is Larissa Murray, 3rd is Christy Gamble, and coach absent is Mark Lang. We curl out of the Kelly Curling Club in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Last rock for the playoff game is determined by that seeding. The number 1 seed, the Silvernagel team, will have last rock here. Chantel Eberle throwing the Yellowstones, and it will be lead Haley Jameson starting us off. And in the round-robin game between these two teams, and that was all the way back in round 1, the Eberle team got off to a fast start in that game, had a 4-0 lead after the first couple of ends, and seemed to cruise after that. But these teams have been fairly even all season long. They've both played a number of games on tour. They 34 and 35 for the two teams, I believe. There were 2 of the teams that played more on tour than some of the others here. They played 3 times on tour, and that weighting went to, I believe it was 2-1 for Silvernagel in those.
No, 2-1 for Eberle on tour. At least that's the note you handed to me.
2-1 versus Eberle, I think it says.
Well, then you weren't very clear in the note you gave me.
It's on Silvernagel's sheet.
Oh, darn, I'm wrong again.
And both of these teams qualified for this event through their CTRS ranking.
Yes.
But I think what we have seen after that first game, the Everly crew, sometimes a little bit of inconsistency out there, requiring that really big shot from Chantel to save an end. And that's just a factor of this is a brand new team. Larissa has played with Chantel for several years, but Haley's brand new to the team, just out of juniors a couple of years ago. And Christy Gamble brand new to the team. So they've got lots of work to do to build that bond and unity that Silvernagel's team has.
Get the early rollout. And sorry, I thought that Silvernagel might look to play the corner guard here. She's going to come in again with Karatevano's second stone.
I was just going to say that there is a new player on the Silvernagel team as well, but just one player as opposed to a whole new team.
And when it's your former provincial champion too that's been through these playoff grinds before, that little bit of experience.
That's true.
Little extra experience, but the Silvernagel team has been very consistent this week. They've had the occasional bad end, but not very many. And they've got big hitting weight capability that has pulled them out of the odd difficulty that they have found themselves. But they've been very consistent, and they're just getting stronger and stronger as the week has rolled on here.
Yes, I agree with that.
Did not call for the corner guard, but that's what they end up with. Chantel Eberly not prepared to leave that close to the rings. Plays the hit, and there you see the shooter just spins in for a bite of the top 12. Robin Silvernagel will now ask Dana Demers to make a play on that.
So, Sean, this afternoon we saw a very wide open game, basically for 10 ends in our tiebreaker game. What are you expecting to see here tonight?
Well, I think both of these two teams, and again, this may play back to the fact that these are CTRS teams. These teams played a lot of games on tour this year, and what we've seen from a lot of the teams that have done that is that they start trying to manipulate the game so that they can have last rock and even ends. So I would expect that if Robin Silvernagel can continue to run this in through for a blank, she's going to try to use that last rock in end number 2 and keep it in even ends for the remainder of the game.
And yes, the winner of this game goes directly to the final. So there definitely is pressure. On the flip side of that, the loser's still alive. This isn't sudden death. So you might take a few more chances in a game like this when you know that you drop down to the semi.
Roll in.
As opposed to coming out next year.
I wonder if that was strictly gamesmanship. That looked like Robin Silvernagel thought about coming around that guard. She was tapping the forefoot. I don't think she'd really play that in the first end, but maybe you'd like to plant that thought.
Oh, the mind games. That's always fun.
Well, you don't want your opponent to know what you're going to play all the time. It's just being predictable is not always the best strategy. Makes the hit, rolls over to a tight corner.
9-5. Okay, Christy, you got it.
Chantel will look to make a hit on that. It's third, Christy Gamble now. She can hit this just off the nose on the center line side. She can roll her shooter into the rings. Makes the hit, rolls it over a couple of inches, but will stay short of the rings.
But not a rock that Robin Silvernagel feels very comfortable in leaving, so that accomplished that task. I think that's the first skip I've seen that's got the stopwatch on her broom handle. Most skips use the stopwatch around their waist, so that's good use of Robin's broom there.
Makes the hit, rolls across for a bite of the top 12. Now, when you're suggesting that that's a good use of the skip's broom, are you trying to suggest that's the only thing a skip's broom should be used for, is to hold the stopwatch?
Well, at least if you're having a night where your team's missing your broom all night, at least you know it's still doing something.
I have seen teams since these new brush heads came out, after about 3 or 4 games, when there aren't any clean brush heads left in the bag, you just take the skips because his is brand new.
first one, but they were both good throws.
Not wasting a lot of time here. We're going to see the teams bank a little time with this open first end. Jolene throwing her last rock here. Another open hit.
Great speed.
Makes the hit. This is going to roll across the rings and may go right out the other side.
The other part too is both those teams have sat all day long, so it's been a long time waiting till 6 o'clock tonight. We can sort of come to the rink and start warming up and getting ready for your game. It's a long wait.
Yeah, it sure is.
Thinking about this game, so I think everybody happy to have a relatively straightforward open end and really just to get settled in.
Yep.
All right, you got this.
Now Sherry Anderson's had to wait all day also, because we had to wait for that Barker-Lawton game to be determined.
Chantel Eberle will get a chance here to practice her draw weight. All week long, the teams have a practice session before the game, but then throw draw to the button to determine who has last rock. So a lot of that practice session is draw, with the last rock being predetermined now by the seeding. They may not have thrown quite as many draws in practice as they had through the week. It's nice to get this under your belt in the first end, and especially if you're going to throw one like that, it's nice to throw it in a situation where it's not that important.
Yeah, not that important other than it lets Robin have a chance to experience what draw weight is as well.
Did you think it was through? Out of my hand? I got a weird split, but I was just kind of going on. Speed should be close.
I thought you were through it pretty good, so. What do you think for time?
Like just a little bit better than a 15.
Okay,
Like a
14.8. Seemed like Kara's came down a little bit to the
And those are the numbers we've heard all week long here. 14.5, 15. The ice has been great.
Just the one stone in play, and Robin's going to look to draw over towards that rock just off the back of the rings.
Lots of room. Not curling crazy. Lots of room. Good speed for T. You still have lots of line. That's got to stop. Really got to curl.
Really needs to get well over to the edge of the 12-foot to make that rock outside the rings a factor. This is going to be well wide of that and slides through the back of the rings.
14. I don't know what she got. 14.
Now this is interesting. Chantel Eberle is going to play the draw to the middle again. Surprised at all that she's not playing down there somewhere. Could make the blank a little
A
trickier.
little harder for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe I guess she thinks she'd rather just get a handle on draw weight herself.
Give me an inch more.
To the middle, to the button.
Same path?
Yeah, I think I need more line actually. It's like to get to the middle.
Okay.
It's mine curled over center and I was through the ring, so.
Sure.
So again, to your point, she needs to learn something more valuable here than worrying about positioning and trying to get a rock to jam in or save a shooter over with those little catchers.
No,
So,
line's really good.
we always have to learn something on every shot that's
Good
thrown.
stuff.
Moving. It's moving.
It's a way different throw.
Yeah. Line's great. It's moving.
Easy,
Right on the floor.
easy, 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 easy.
Good run. Atta girl.
So Chantel Eberle brings her final stone right into the back button, and now
Yeah.
Robin Silvernagel will need to hit and roll out to get the blank end here.
Yeah. Right up, Rob. You got it. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Right, Lauren.
There are the two red stones just outside the rings, but they shouldn't be a factor. I don't think there's any way she could roll into the higher one. That's too flat. And if she ever did roll into the other one, I'm pretty sure she'd be out of the rings.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa! Clean it. Clean. Clean. Okay, throw, Robin.
Makes the hit, does roll her shooter out between those two stones, and we've got a blank first end. Robin Silvernagel keeps last rock into end number 2.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got the playoffs here on Saturday night. We're featuring the 1-2 game, and we turn our attention next door. Sherry Anderson last rocking the first end. And what's she looking at here, Sue?
Well, this was an end where the Skips traded favors on their last shot. Sherry Anderson made a nice hit and stick on her first one. Penny Barker, though, clipped the center guard as she was trying to get after it also. Sherry Anderson, needing full 8 foot for her 2 points, though, came up light, and they scored 1 point for their 1-0 lead.
Boy, Sherry can throw a lot really fast, hey? Over and over again.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint.
Back to our feature game. First stone brought into the top of the 4 foot. Now the corner guard attempt, and the brushes are really going to have to go on this one.
As far as you can go. As far as you can go. Good sweeping, guys.
It is very high, but it is a corner guard.
Yeah, long corner guard by Kara.
3? Yeah. Okay.
So we see Haley now throwing the tight center guard.
Little bit. Could be good. I think we're 5. Okay, we're gonna probably over curl. Probably. We're over curling. Probably a 4. 3/4. Trying. Coming down.
And it's loud in the building tonight. This is awesome. We've got some great fans here. The building's filling up.
We're okay. That's it. We're okay. We're all the way.
I know fans are torn here because, of course, the home end is at the one end, but the Redhead Corral is at the away end. So you sort of see a lot of people shifting back and forth here based on which end the curlers are playing at, and then maybe stopping for a beverage.
So both teams had to take a look at that rock. It is still just the 4th rock at the end, and they've decided it's out.
You can just come push
She
this.
can't remove it.
Yeah. Freeze first. Becky.
So playing the quiet come around.
Full speed here for sure. Yeah, the speed's good. Line's good. Room yet? Room. Small tap. Close line. Yep. T-line. Yep. Gap 4. Yep. High line. High line. Whoa. Gap 4. Yep. 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 Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 Dana.
Good job by the brushes to get it by the guard.
Really good.
Well, you know what? That was a great throw by Kara, but it was a good team effort as well. There was
Nice shot.
great communication by the sweepers. It was a good team shot.
Taps that stone behind the tee line, and hard to tell who's shot.
I don't think it's going to matter just yet. It's not going to be there long.
So second, Larissa Murray, just throwing easy, they call it easy bump weight. So this is going to be on the front yellow.
No. Good throw. Yeah, it was 10-8 even.
So comment there that Chantel lets her know that she threw it well.
10.
So it was either Broom was in the wrong place or a little underthrown perhaps.
Yeah, you bet.
I think she said it was 10-8 even, which is maybe just
What
a
were
little
they
bit
asking
more
for?
than we're asking for bump, which I'm guessing would be about an 11.
Yeah. So Chantel just letting them know it was her fault. Don't get frustrated. No big deal.
Hard, guys, quick!
This one's throwing up up a little bit on Dana. It's going to be hard to save the shooter here. Chantel getting ready to sweep. But they
Makes
do.
the hit. The shooter will roll across, and you were sure it was going to stop a long time before I was. Comes to rest, fullback 12.
9-5.
So getting back to more normal hit weight here. See if this straightens up at all with the extra weight, or if there's still a curl on this outturn side.
Yeah, just 9-5. Clean. Yeah.
Larissa Murray looking to roll towards that red stone at the back 12 here. Try to get these stones grouped, and if they could get a double later on.
How about 8-9?
However, that one's going to roll just out of the rings.
This should be nice here. Yeah, 15.
Well, not a very sharp line call on that one.
Well, I did hear one of the sweepers say 8-9. So perhaps a little more weight than what Chantel was expecting as well, which would make it run a little straighter and make it bounce off a little bit more than she thought.
It does provide an excellent opportunity here for Dana Demers to try to come around that long corner guard and perhaps set up a deuce, but the brushers are a long ways behind this rock, and that's not usually a sign that the weight's close.
Not usually a good thing, is it, when they're back
That's
at
all right,
the hog
Dana.
line?
No worries.
And that one will slide through the back, gives Chantel a chance to make a play on that shot stone. If they can stay right there, they'll be sitting two. Not really an expected steal here, but with them spread out that far, the blank's probably out of the question.
Yes! You gotta go hard! Yep, hard! Yep, hard first stick! Yep, hard! All you got. Hard!
She makes the hit.
9-8.
Rolls across to split the center line on the back 12 foot.
That's good. 9-8.
Jolene Campbell is going to make a play on that second shot stone on the side of the 12 foot. Might be able to come across and either get shot rock or perhaps sit in front of it. Makes the hit. Now how far across will they get the roll? Not quite to that yellow stone, but it does start to get them closer together.
10. Okay, Christy. You got it. Maybe firmer. Clean. Nope. Little big. Nope. Not yet. 9-7. Nope. Gotta move. Clean. Not yet. Gotta move.
Looking for the hit, wants to stay in the ring somewhere.
9-5.
Just going to roll across it. Does stay in the back 12 foot, but will leave a double.
Yeah. About half. Little less even. Half should be good. Can I throw the out? Yeah. Okay, I will then. Thanks.
I guess she was just looking for permission.
Yeah. Just letting you know that's what she was on display.
No. 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 Kara, anything? No. Kara.
Makes the hit, wants to jump this across towards that other stone, and does touch the face of it and spin up a little bit.
That works too.
So 9-5.
Sits shot rock, and pretty difficult now to pass that by. Chantel not even going to think about a finesse shot like that, just going to play to hit this.
Right on the nose.
Take her own with it.
9-5. Okay. Spot curls a little bit. Sure. Yeah. Great at it. Yeah.
important to keep her shooter in the rings off this. If she rolls out,
Yeah, for sure, with that corner guard up there.
Robin Silvernagel will try to come around and perhaps set up a deuce yet.
Skip's juice, as we call it.
Makes the hit.
Yeah,
Good
still
thing
That's
that rock
still
was
both of
as
those
far
goals.
back in the 12 foot as it was. That was getting good sweeping there to hold that line. Chantel knew it was going to curl up, but she also really wanted to keep her shooter in play, as you had mentioned.
10 should finish a little bit at the end. Just a nose.
So now again, very important that Robin stick around as well.
Just easy. Whoa. Whoa. Clean it. Clean your nose. You're close to nose. Whoa. Clean. Good one. Good.
And she makes the nose hit.
There you go, Rob.
Just a hair big, that's all. Yeah. I love the curl. It's like 9'6".
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect
Still
curl.
came up, though.
That's because you threw it so smooth.
So Chantel Eberly looking for the nose hit,
Yeah.
forcing the blank end attempt for Robin. Changing turns here, though, going for probably the straighter out turn instead of playing the curl off the in-turn side.
Yeah,
With
we've
that-
seen all week these run a little straighter.
Sorry, Kim, with that rock being so far back, I don't think she could make the roll across to the corner guard on the other side and still be in the rings. She'd be out the back.
Looking
no, I don't
very
think so.
nervous.
This is not the face of a confident throw that she made there. Makes the hit, but does roll the shooter out of play, and Robin Silvernagel will get the chance to make the throw-through blank.
Yeah, just makes the blank a little easier. If you're going to have a half shot, that's probably the time.
So what do you think your speed here?
When she first let go, I'm going, oh, she might even be hoping for contact, but she just had nice working weight. If she'd overthrown it much more weight, it might have stayed too straight.
So through two ends of this page 1-2 playoff game, we've got no score. Robin Silvernagel will keep last rock into end number 3.
The red ones go. Is that away?
When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, two ends in the book in our feature game and no score on the board. Robin Silvernagel continues to hold last rock in this all-important page 1-2 game. Winner goes directly to the final. Over on sheet 2 in that 3-4 game, this is a sudden death matchup. Penny Barker had last rock in the second. Susan, what did she have?
This was an open blank attempt on a corner top 12-foot rock, and it was a very straightforward open end, so only one rock in play most of the end. Penny Barker, no mistake, makes the blank.
So she'll keep last rock into the third end there.
That's right. Sherry Anderson with her 1-0 lead.
Line's good.
Well, Chantel Eberly dodged a bit of a bullet there in that second end. You wonder sort of how many lives like that you can have in a game, but with Robin Silvernagel's team having that opportunity to draw and sit two and that rock going heavy through the rings, that allowed Eberly's team to get out of giving up a two-ender by hitting their way out of the end the rest of the way.
We've got another tight guard.
Yeah, see? It looks like it's out of the rings.
So they're all laughing away just at the precision shooting there from Haley Jameson. So as we mentioned, 3 of the 4 players on this team are returning to these playoffs. Last year, the Silvernagle team lost that very, very close game, last game to Penny Barker. They have been on a mission all year to get back to this position and this time claim it. They've taken this season very seriously.
Yeah, they have. They've had a great week here. Played very well.
They had a very successful Bonspiel there just at the end of November. Lloyd Minster always runs a big Bonspiel, and the appeal of that spiel is that it's 10 ends. A lot of teams love to go up there to get into the 10-end cycle versus all of the 8-end regular Bonspiel games. And Robin won that game. They actually beat Eberly in that final. Now, Jolene Campbell was missing for that weekend as she was the 5th for Michelle Englot at the Olympic trials, but they brought in Jessie, well, I know her as Kaufman, but an Alberta player to sub in at 3rd, and they had a great weekend up there. So again, they've just been building into this weekend.
The come-around attempt on the middle comes up a little bit short, so Cara Devino now with a chance to come around her corner guard.
Back 8. Really going over. Line's fine. We're still back 8. It's pretty deep. Okay. Back 4, back 8. Joe, yep, go. Or back 8. Yep, go. Yep, finish it. Okay, whoa. Good, Kara.
And brings that into the back 8-foot shot rock. Behind cover. Chantel Eberly's going to look to remove the corner guard now.
Yep. Chantel's not going to waste a lot of time playing around a corner guard without hammer.
Easy.
Would like to be thick enough on that to come across and not kill her own 2 stones.
Exactly, yeah. And now we see them getting rid of those yellows, but trying to get a corner guard in the process as well.
We've talked a few times this week, too, about how teams are always trying to get something plus out of their shot, not only removing a dangerous yellow rock, but then getting your shooter to provide some extra benefits. So if you can get that corner guard roll, now you've sort of had a 2-in-1 opportunity here.
Hard, Joe. Whoa. Fine.
Get in, baby.
There we go. Real good.
And gets the little spin at the end, and I think that's biting the 12-foot, so
yeah, definitely.
Silvernagle sitting 2.
Okay, this is fine.
So not looking to play the double, just the hit and roll in.
Hard, guys. Hard, you gotta go.
On this right away, they were looking to roll in.
Okay, whoa.
Maybe switch gears now and try to get the double.
Try to get the double, yeah.
And just drives it by.
Yeah.
Shooter stays there for a bit of a corner guard. It's outside the red one right now.
It doesn't matter,
and
really.
we've seen that all week. Rocks from the center line going towards the boards. Move very nice.
Yeah, that doesn't look like much at all. More. Yeah, it should ride a little bit. I think.
Okay, I'll give you
15-2. Yeah, you bet.
Dana Demers, you're not going to meet a friendlier young lady, but I'll tell you what, that look on her face when she gets ready to throw, she is a fierce competitor.
It's her game face.
You don't want to cross her.
Yeah.
Oh, you look hot again.
Back 12.
Jesus, I thought she threw us there. You knew she didn't.
13-4.
Well, another little bit of a miscue for Dana on a draw. Slides through the back. Once again, lets the Eberly team off the hook. Christy Gamble, chance now to make the hit on the only stone in the rings.
And you know, we have heard the numbers that they're throwing around as far as draws go is the same as what it's been all week. But when you get down to the weekend now and the pressure sometimes gives a little bit more adrenaline, and it's easier to overthrow those, and especially when the ice is really fast like this. Doesn't take much to overthrow them by a bit.
Makes the hit. The shooter will roll across. Now is that going to end up buried? Might actually pop out past the guard.
You could still go around. Or you can come down and freeze to it, but I think I like this. Okay. 10. Okay. You have it all? Yep. Okay. Should finish at the end.
You know, given that Robin does have last rock here, I thought she might decide to come around instead of playing to remove this one. But
I do too, but it just seems like all these teams now that moved into these playoff games are really taking a much more conservative game style than
very
they have done in the round-robin games.
To be fair, they did discuss it, and I'm wondering if it was the fourth end instead of the third end, even end.
That odd even thing again.
It's still like a 9-5 probably, eh?
You know, they really don't want to get forced in the odd end.
Big? Yeah. We're firm. Clean. Big. Close. Clean for sure. Stay close. No. Whoa. No. No, let it move. Okay, good.
Makes the hit, stays
Nice
right
throw
there.
by Christy.
You can try and roll under. Yeah, I was a little bit heavy, so can I have the same ice? Similarly. Touch more. Hey, close. Whoa. Weight's good. 10. Whoa. 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 Close. No. Kara. Hard. Go hard. Roll it. Go.
Looking for a little bit extra curl at the end, gets the hit, rolls over maybe an inch or two, but still should be wide
I
open.
think even a 10-5. Sure. Hey?
Yep, sounds good. Okay.
Just while we're waiting for Chantel to slide down to the hack here, we've been showing some of the mixed championships that some of these curlers
like
have
10, like a 10,
attended,
10,
but
5.
haven't seen one yet for Jolene Campbell.
Get
She
an
was
inch
Jolene
in would be
McIver
nice.
back in the time, but it's amazing how often mixed curling is a really good platform to start developing your women's or men's championship curling experience also. And Jolene, very young, just out of juniors, way back in 2005, had, I believe they lost the Canadian championship up in Prince Albert to Mark Nichols. I think he's a kind of a famous curler also.
I think I've heard of him.
It's not Jolene's only appearance at the mix, though. She won with Max Kirkpatrick and Chris and TJ Heikert, and that was the first team to go to the World Mixed Championship.
I curl a lot. My weight was fine.
But I'll have to leave it up to Susan to tell you which year, because she's the one with the book in front of her.
I was trying to let people think I was doing this from memory.
That one came right out the other side by Chantel.
World Championships for mixed haven't been around for very long, and that was the very first team that got the chance to go.
But Chantel did get to go as Team Canada in mixed doubles when they had won the Canadian mixed with Jason Ackerman, but she went with Dean Hickey as her partner.
Yes, and in those days, I believe they made the two pairs play off to determine who was going. Robin Silvernagle looking to make the hit here and perhaps roll under cover.
Real good.
That might have been a plan B. They made this decision to roll away. Once again, they put that rock in a spot similar to what they did last end. If Chantel Eberle tries to roll behind either one of those two guards, she'll be out of the rings.
Yeah. This, make her roll out, right? That's too particular.
She said no roll, and I'm like,
Yours curled a little bit here, eh?
Yeah.
But that should be okay with my out.
So it's yours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chantel, nice definitive release on hers, and she'll get a little bit more rotation than Christy will.
10-5, eh?
Yeah.
Always one of the challenges for us, Skip, in putting the broom down
more.
is learning what your team's tendencies are.
For sure, and the difference in rotation is a difference in ice, too.
Looking to make the nose hit here, wants to force Robin to hit it for the blank. Nothing out of the brushes so far. Robin Silvernagel ready to sweep the roll. She makes the hit, but once again, it's going to roll out of the rings, and for the second end in a row, Robin Silvernagel will have a chance to simply throw her stone through.
Makes the blank pretty easy, doesn't it?
To be fair, I have seen this missed once.
And how was that?
If I name the name, he's going to have a fit, but it was against us. Bruce Cordy in a Super League game just decided to throw it through nice and casually and actually wrecked on a guard, pushed it onto another guard, raised us in for 2.
Yep.
No such misfortune here for Robin Silvernagel. She gets the blank, and we have no score through 3 ends of play.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Welcome back, everyone. Here we are, Saturday night in Melfort. Playoff time. And both of these games very tight. The Page 1-2, our feature game, we've got 3 blank ends to start things off, and Robin Silvernagel continues to have last rock. On sheet 2, that Page 3-4 game, this is the sudden death game. The winner of this game moves on to the semifinal. The loser is eliminated.
Straightforward blank attempt here for Penny Barker. It looked like Anderson was going to get the force after a jam by a second stone for Barker's team, but then a rollout with her third just left the 1 rock in play, and Penny Barker was able to escape with a blank and still is facing a 1-0 deficit against Sherry Anderson.
Mine's nice. Gonna work a bit. Mine's good. Up to you. Not doing much. Could curl a little.
Back to our game, you see that long center guard, and we see the Silvernagel team deciding to throw the corner.
Okay, we need to finish it a bit. Yep, go. Hard, Dana. Right over.
To finish it to get it a little farther off that line, you don't want to take away your in-turn draw path, and she puts that in a nice spot.
Okay, Haley.
We've got a special guest in our broadcast booth as well. We have the newly crowned and I guess defending provincial women's junior champion, Sarah England. Sarah, thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Your team was able to come up this afternoon, and I think, as I understand it, you're going to have some practice time tomorrow morning on the arena ice, which you get to play on at Nationals this year as well.
Yeah, we're playing at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Get an hour and a half on there, so it's going to be good.
Well, I'd like to say I'd be thinking of you, but I might still be sleeping.
I think Susan would rather that too, but she's going to come out.
Well, we did bring the assistant coach,
Yeah.
so. No, very proud of Sarah. This is Susan Lang here, and been working with Sarah and our other teammate Rayanne Zer for 2 years, and we brought in 2 new people this year, and they really melded
really
together
nice
very
here.
well. It's a team with all the shots, and they had a terrific week at the junior provincials at the Cali Club last week in Regina.
Pretty heavy. All right.
Yes, it was. It was in a very exciting final game as well. Tell me about the 10th. What'd you have to do? How exciting was it?
I actually didn't have to throw in the 10.
I saw that. So that was even better,
that was
right?
even better. Our third, Shelby Brandt, she actually made the winning peel, so that was great. That's the best kind of end.
I know, exactly.
Karatevino here looking for the little bit of a tap back. Just gets the rub on that stone, and her shooter will go through the back of the rings. So Chantel Eberle a chance to put a little pressure on here in the fourth end.
And do you guys know any of the repeating teams so far? Do you know who else you're going to see at Canadians?
There's a couple familiar names. We played the Alberta Champs in a Lloydminster spiel, so we know that team for sure. Other than that, I think it's going to be brand new teams for us. So
good. Well, that'll be exciting. Good luck to you guys.
Yes, thank you.
We'll all be following and watching and cheering.
Thank you.
I didn't have a chance to see any of the results out of any of the other provinces. Did your former teammate make it out?
Yeah, she made it out of Nova Scotia for sure.
So there's going to be a little extra on the line in that game. Is there a side bet for supper that night? Or?
No, it's just going to be a regular game. We'll take it one shot at a time for that one.
Do you have it all?
Referring to Caitlin Jones, that was the
I like a 10.
winning skip last year, and that with Caitlin moving to Nova Scotia to attend Dalhousie, that opened up the opportunity for Sarah to step up from always playing third to now being the skip.
And how are you liking that, Sarah?
I like it a lot. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a big change, but it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Good for you.
And the sweeping is so much better.
Oh, it's so much nicer. I'm not as sore anymore. It's great.
Looking to move both of those stones, but just jams the first one. And the shooter rolls out of play once again.
I'm just kind of chuckling at Chantel's calls here. Usually, like if I'm working with Sarah and we're talking calls, I'm not very comfortable when you draw through a port like this when you've got the option. I would much prefer to see the out-turn draw so that if they ever do get a little hit and roll, at least they're in the open and not behind that red corner guard. So I'm just interested watching how Chantel is calling this. Sometimes the line gives you this in-turn call, but if you ever only stop your rock half open and then they come down and hit roll behind the corner, you've helped them out.
Are you paying attention, Sarah?
Yes, I am. Surprisingly, I didn't do that in provincials. We didn't actually have to go through a port. So.
Come push that back. Yeah. Back
well, she's buried that one. Now the center guard is very long, so
very
there's
long.
Room here for Dana Demers to come down and try to push this back.
Yeah, this is the fastest
There's
spot.
a good look at it there.
So a 15-2 is good for back line, Dana.
This would be one of those where it would be a great teaching opportunity or coaching opportunity if you could sit with your team, and instead we have to say, thanks, Susan, you're sitting up here with us.
Oh, the team sees lots of me. I'm sure they don't mind missing me for a bit.
By the guard. Makes the tap, and actually will push that right through the rings. It is the Yellowstone on the side of the 4-foot, still sitting in shot rock, and that one rolls just out into the open.
Yeah, giving Chantel the opportunity to get underneath here.
Okay, Christy.
Yeah, line, you gotta go.
Well, they're on this one right away. Has to get by that guard. Now they still need to hit it thick enough to try to stay right in that general area, but it's going to tap it very thin, or she's going to get it out of the rings.
Oh boy. That's
just gets it out the back of the 12-foot.
Great sweeping.
That's Sarah's University CIS U of R teammate doing that heavy sweep to make sure that Red Rock got out. Haley Jameson, Sarah Curl, University curling, so makes for very busy curling schedules for these athletes.
And Sarah, you guys don't have a lot of turnaround time. You win last weekend and you go next week.
Yeah,
Is
we
that
leave
right?
on Thursday.
Yeah, that's
Thursday
really
morning.
quick.
Yeah, we had 11 days to prepare for it. So.
Yeah.
But your whole season's kind of been like that. You get the brooms out of the closet to start in the fall, and then you're playing Q-Spiels almost right away this year. How many games did you guys play in preparation for the provincials?
We went to about 5 different spiels, 5 spiels, and then not including a Q spiel. So 6 in total, and then straight into provincials.
And were all of those junior events, or I know a few of the junior teams played in some of the Sask Women's Tour events as well?
Yeah, I think 2 of them were women events.
Did you have a chance to play any of these competitors that we've had out here this week?
I don't think so, but we did play Chantel Eberle's team in an exhibition game prior to our provincials to get us ready. So.
Because your coach has a little pull, is that?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Well, I think you played Penny Barker early in the season at the Rocktoberfest spiel at the Cali.
Oh, right, yes, we did play Penny. Yeah.
And that came down to last rock.
Yes, it did.
Just have to stick it. Yep.
So a big double there to take some pressure off the Silvernagel team, thinking of a force, but a couple rocks to work with here to start building 2-ender.
No. No. 9-5. No. No.
Jolene Campbell with
No.
the final of the third stones here in this fourth end.
Watch it,
Wanted to
Dana.
get a roll behind cover. This is going to be on the outside of that stone a little bit.
Does stick around though.
Well, nose, eh? I don't think the roll is just beyond the button, so 10.
So rather than roll behind the button, they're playing for a nose.
Chantel will hope that if they can exchange hits here, she can play for that roll on her last one and she'd be in front of the button.
I think nose is fine. The roll is
I agree.
not really.
This is great.
Yeah.
Chantel Everly, her first zone here in number 4. Rushers are just cleaning that on the way down. She makes the nose hit.
No, they'll hold it. Let's ice where we can keep it, right? Yeah.
She'll be happy with that nose hit because she's had some rollouts on that wide out turn going both ways. So it's nice when you can sort of start to lock in and know where to put that broom.
Behind center or where?
If we can roll big, that's lovely, but center's good too.
So on the other hand here, Robin is going to try to attempt the roll. I think I heard her say they'd rather roll behind the corner on the other side, but that's a long way to go.
And I certainly understand that. She knows that if she rolls just behind the button,
yeah.
Chantel's going to try to freeze to it. Nothing out of the brushers yet on this one.
That's clean. Oh, it's clean. It's soft. That's a 10.
Hits it right where she had the broom, right in the nose.
So maybe a 9-5, you think? And tighten it up? Okay.
I hate to put you on the spot, Sarah, because if the answer is no, you know the coach is not going to be happy. But if you had a chance to watch any of these games over the week on the stream, I know you guys just got here this afternoon to watch live, but
I have watched actually almost every draw, I think, yeah.
Because you were instructed that you're going to be getting quizzed on everything that the coach had to say all week long?
Maybe a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I love watching curling, so any chance I get to watch high elite athletes, I'll take.
Well, now they would be looking for the roll to get the force.
And for the third end in a row, Chantel Eberly rolls just off the rings, and Robin Silvernagel will once again have a chance for a throw-through to get the blank.
I know.
For the fourth blank end in a row.
Fourth blank, the third throw-through.
Yeah.
It's you're trying to lull her into a false sense of security, perhaps. Well, and as she throws this through and gets the blank, we want to thank Sarah Englund for being with us here in this fourth end of play and wish you all the best at Nationals. Carry those Saskatchewan colors with pride.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck, Sarah. We'll all be cheering.
Thank you.
And watching.
Oh, Canada, glowing hearts, see thee rise. True north, true pride. Strong and free, both far and wide. This land is glorious, and it's ours. From sea to shining sea.
You're always home on Canada's largest wireless network with no roaming fees.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, nothing but zeros across the board through 4 in our Page 1-2 playoff game. Robin Silvernagel continues to hold last rock. And on sheet 2 in the 3-4 game, Penny Barker blanked a couple of ends to keep last rock into the 4th. Susan, what happened there?
Oh, a couple of miscues on the Anderson team, and Sherry Anderson was facing 3 yellow stones on her last one. Makes a big double. Rolls out though and gave Penny Barker the open shot for 2. Penny makes it, but I think Sherry figures that they sort of escaped there out of some serious trouble.
I don't know, watching the sweep on that coming in, I think Penny Barker might have been breathing a little easier when it finally came to rest. The sweepers backed right away from that one.
I did notice the sweepers were back at the hog line and everybody was watching, but they indicated the good shot sign with their hands in the air, perhaps rather early. Well, looks like we've got the center and the corner. So we'll see if we can get a score this end.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Good one, Kara. I thought that was
Couple
really good
missed
curl.
shots. Good way to start the end.
And perhaps Susan Chantel heard you talking last end, because here she's coming from the wider side to come around the center guard this end.
Little bit for line. Hard line.
Well, just been burned too many times going through the port on the draw that you sort of learn your lesson after a while that just try to give your opposition as least amount of objects there to work with.
I certainly understand what you're talking about now.
Just good.
Hate to go back to the last end too much, but I wonder if maybe part of that decision was that the center guard being so long, your danger as far as possibly missing the line is to overcurl, if anything.
Yeah, this is that 15 and a half.
Maybe didn't want to poke it out in the open coming from the other side.
Well, and that's just it. You know, you just don't know all of the factors that have gone into call a shot.
Well, this guard's more at the area where they'd like it. It's a nice tight guard.
Exactly.
Not as much danger of poking out in the open. Karatevino looking to come around from the outturn and sit on that stone. She'd be okay if she bumped it a little too. They're going to have to go to get by the guard though. Good job by the brushers. And she will bring that right down on top of shot stone. Tap it back and sits shot rock at the top of the 4-foot. Couldn't make that any better. Chantel Eberly will ask second Larissa Murray to follow that stone down. Sit on the face of it. Won't be shot rock for now, but her thought here is we're tired of blank ends. I'd like to get a force. We sure want to shrink that scoring area.
Still 7.
And nothing out of the brushes on this one. They're indicating it's a little warm.
Yeah, got a long way to curl too.
Okay.
Taps it just a little bit, but that couple of inches roll is what really hurts her. It gives Robin a chance to get to the inside of that.
Yeah, and get underneath that center for sure.
You got it, Dana. Back line. Stay down on it. Stay down on it.
Good. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Back line.
Little hard.
Heavy.
Hard.
Hard, Carol. Hard. Just go.
Hard.
By the guard, they're hoping to keep the shooter in behind cover. And that might pop just into the open on the other side.
Great
Enough
sweeping, but
to
rolls a bit.
perhaps leave the double.
Yeah, I think so. Rolls a bit too far.
You have
There you
all
have a
of
look at it.
There, it's just enough to make
It's
the double.
just a 10. Okay.
Still looking for a little bit of curl past the guard because you have to get by this guard by a couple of inches to make sure that you don't hit it, but you need the weight to come down so you can get that final curl to the nose.
Yes.
And they're on this one right away. Needs to stay just a hair on the outside to get them both. Makes the hit, but it will go by the second. Now the shooter rolls into the top of the 4 foot behind cover.
That's not so bad, though.
No, the shooter's in a good spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Top 8. Top 8.
This is at 7. Yeah.
Hey.
That mustn't have got by very much because that was some pretty intense encouragement for those sweepers.
Yeah, for sure.
Top 4.
You can clean it. Oh, you can. Oh, you can.
Way out there.
It's T-line.
Way out there. You're way out there. Can you come back here?
Yeah, we're back 4.
Okay.
We're
They're
back
trying
8.
to corner freeze the stone at the top of the 4 foot. Pressure's indicating there's too much weight for that, so they're changing the call on the fly. Comes down past her own and sits right on the corner of the second shot rock at the back of the 4 foot. So now it is Silvernagel sitting 2.
All right. Okay. Go 4-10. Okay.
Christy Gamble will look to come down and freeze into that red stone.
That's good. 5. Okay. Line's good. 4. Go hard, then.
Russia's indicating this might be a little light. They're going to have to go. Needs to get 4 foot out of this.
Hard. Just the 4. Right to it.
Oh, right to the yellow. Whoa. Okay. Good sweep.
What do you like, Joe?
Top button?
If I freeze that red one, can they freeze?
Yep.
What about like top button? Full 4.
Like just past our other one?
Yeah.
You can get part around.
Yeah.
Huh?
I see. We have time, so.
Yeah.
I see half around.
Any thoughts, Susan, to peeling the guard?
Yeah.
I kind of like the going in there because that's kind of Chantel's out right now. Get there first and
You're talking about
put some pressure on it. But again,
we can peel this and kick
you've
that.
got to get past that yellow.
Jolene looking at peeling the guard now.
Maybe she comes around and then I know it's double.
Yeah.
I think we come around.
You could just tuck around.
We can get a corner cover.
Yeah.
Well, I like just, yeah. Then
Don't
see
want to
play.
leave her a easy double.
No, but
If you freeze a corner on that, she shouldn't. What does she have of this?
I think she slashes that yellow. That's what they're looking at now.
No, she can play that with
lightweighter.
What do you like? What was your gut?
That's why if we're only here, it's not.
Yeah.
See, right there, she still slashes the yellow in and kills them both.
Even full 8, it's usable.
Yeah, that's right. Like even if you're here.
Yeah.
Ideally,
Well, she makes the double then, and we got a lonely rock in there. Okay.
I don't know where else to go.
There?
I don't know where else to go.
Yeah.
Well, they're opting to come into that top 4 foot area.
15 and a half.
Yeah,
sure.
I like that, Joe.
Give it to us. We got it.
Well, it's kind of one of those, like you heard all the pros and cons there, but if Jolene doesn't do this, then Chantel just
that's
might
better than top 8.
set up shot or
Top
try
8,
to
she
get
makes
in
the
there
double, and
herself.
we got the lonely little red guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, 15.5. I'll give it to you. I like that a lot.
Room!
Kara, if you can. Kara, stay down.
Line's good.
Kara, stay with it.
Weight's really good.
Line's close.
We can
Yep.
wait a bit.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Just for line.
Room. You're okay. Close. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Do it.
No.
Room by the yellow. They want to stop this in front of the tee line, and it's going to slide all the way to the back red one. Does sit 3 for now, but you can see there's room for Chantel to follow that down. Sit shot rock perhaps, frozen.
That is cool.
Yep. You got this.
That's like,
Yeah, I've got to hear more lines.
that's
Christy Gamble a little short on her last draw attempt. Chance to make up for it here. If she can freeze one on, they might be looking at a steal.
Yeah, I like the weight. The weight's pretty good. That's nice. Yeah. Nice. Gotta go. Yeah. Okay, go. Line's great. What do you think? Got line. Line won't leave. Okay. Yeah. Gotta go. Wait. Score. Line's great, guys. Lock it on.
Room.
Lock it on. Yes.
I can wait. Close it. Oh.
Well, maybe overswept it just a little bit. Didn't get quite the line they needed to be shot rocked, but it is second.
I think we're just one. They can just come freeze on it. We can get just to the inside.
Will I be second shot?
No, but you'll set something up hopefully.
Well, hopefully, or it will set something.
Well, no, like if we're here.
Can we tap it?
If we can get just to the inside.
Then she's going to slash the yellow in again.
Yes, get a little bit of separation.
Okay.
Yep,
I'll throw the
that's
same.
real good.
Yeah, I won't throw anymore.
Even if you can get to nose and just
I'll
tap
throw
it just a little.
I'll give you 2 feet less. You can sweep it.
Yeah. Same weight.
So each third has to make an adjustment. One had to throw 2 feet heavier. The other one has to take 2 feet off. So pretty fine adjustments here into this very tightly packed 4-foot button area.
Let it work. It's good to it. Let it work. Stay close. Yeah.
Just do it.
Jolene Campbell looking to freeze right down on the face. Has to get by the yellow at the top of the 4-foot. Comes down, nudges it just a little bit, and it is certainly now one that Eberle's sitting, but the yellow in the middle starting to look a little lonely.
Okay, so we guard, and then we might be able to use that.
Yeah,
but we might knock.
in here.
But they're slashing yellow in.
Yeah, that's right. They're slashing yellow in. So we guard. The only thing, we just can't leave them to run ours in, because then.
Well, yeah, well, for sure.
But at least it's ours.
So at the Viterra,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Somewhere up there.
Got more room on this side too. I'd say a little bit more than that. We're only sitting one right now, right? Yeah. Like we can
Oh,
be
I
up
know.
Here, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. I just worry about my out turn not curling. I think my first one will.
Okay. Almost more this side.
A little surprised here that Chantel's not running her own in there. She plays the guard. I think what you'll see Robin Silvernagel play is
Okay,
the
so
run back on the guard, double the 2 yellows at the top, and if she can ever clip the one that was just thrown, might get that red out of the, or that yellow out of the side of the button as well.
Okay, speed's really nice here.
Okay.
I think they were happy to leave that yellow there
For the
on
last
the
one, perhaps?
side, either for the last one or if Robin did want to make a play on it, it's on yellow
Yeah,
rock.
She can't play anything over there.
Hey, left side. Three. Maybe 4. Okay.
4?
Just leave it. 3 for sure. We're good over curl, so just leave it.
No, its line is good. You almost have to go on it.
Curl. 3. No.
Very
no,
tight.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Just
We're
leave
real
it.
tight.
Just leave it.
comes to rest just fighting the top of the 12-foot.
I think you have room.
Just there.
Yeah, and even if it just gets that, she still can't do anything with
it.
that. Yeah, you don't have to throw a lot of weight at it.
What if you
Ken?
tough
You just have to hair that one.
This
You have
one?
air?
Just.
Like, you don't have to throw a pile of weight.
You don't need much.
Like, you can double peel, it doesn't really help. Like, I think we might as well take your crack at this.
Okay. Like throwing like a. Don't throw like a
Whatever weight we can nose it with. A 10 or a 10 and a half or.
Well,
I think we make this. The double peel doesn't really help.
Like she just guards again.
Opening this up doesn't help.
Yeah. You got like.
Let's
It
just
finishes in here.
Just an
Yeah.
Let's
11. Let's just make this. Yeah.
11. Okay, do 11.
Whatever weight looks good down there, Rob. You gotta
You have
just.
probably about an inch extra.
That's what you need. You gotta get just inside to miss this.
Yeah. And if we do just clip that, I don't think it's the end of the world. Okay? 11?
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Now, if you clip that, it actually takes away
I agree.
Chantel's slash.
Yeah, play it tight, right? Like,
Yeah. Just a little bit. You know what?
They'll hold it.
Yeah.
You got it.
So that we could use it. Yeah. Kind of weight.
11.
There's a good look at it right there. Robin Silvernagel looking to hit the stone that was just thrown. It looks like there's maybe an inch or so of air between that one and the higher guard, and she's got to get it past that one just at the top of the 8-foot. If she can do that, she'll put it on the side of the, put the red one into the side of that yellow, and could come out of this sitting 3, I would think.
No.
The one at the back probably moves.
Clean. No. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. No. Yes.
Takes the hit, drives it past that one. It did move the one at the back, and she is sitting 3. Fantastic shot by Robin Silvernagel.
Wow, that'll leave him with 2, right?
With 2, but not much of a chance for 3.
Yeah.
Looks like this just goes right into that, so I don't see that doing anything useful.
No. I don't think so.
I don't really see anything else besides that.
Well, and that's even a hard shot. We pretty much have to just scissor the.
You can play it with the out turn.
Oh, it has to be out. Okay, so it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Even give me that.
Take one more look at this stone coming in. Had to come very tight by that first yellow guard. They wanted to get nose or just inside the nose on the second one, and you can see they did get just enough inside to drive it by the 2 at the top of the 8-foot.
That's right.
Yeah, just a result of Chantel's guard coming in a bit too far. She had wanted it a couple of feet in front of the rings, not quite so close. Still a beautiful shot by Robin. This one needs to be made too, or else you're going to make that back yellow vulnerable and set up a bigger end than even the 3 that's sitting there right now.
We're on this right away. She's awfully tight to that red guard. And she's going to clip it.
I think I really have a shot here, Joe, unless I can kind of just draw in this hole to kind of just tap
She must have been
that,
really
that.
tight on that one.
Can we hurt ourselves?
I'm just checking.
With like back
I
line,
think you just throw dead T-line. And
So
if
just
we
punch it?
That way, if you're T-line and you tap that, it's still 3.
I like the draw.
Okay,
Just
let's do that.
T-line weight. You just have to move that an inch to get 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
T, this is where you were throwing.
This is a 15-6. Okay. Okay.
I'll
You
give
got
it
it,
to the
bud.
girls.
Take your time.
Yeah, Broom's down here. Yeah, Broom down.
So a very difficult shot here for Robin. Even if she doesn't make it, she's still going to take a nice lead into this 5th end break. But this team's been making these kinds of shots all week, and for the big weight that Robin can throw so well, she can turn around and make these beautiful little finesse draws also.
Back 4.
Back 8.
Line's fine. Close though. Stay close. Back 4. No.
Back 8.
Clean. No.
Brushes indicating she's got lots of weight, so it's all a matter of line now.
Back 12.
Has to get just in between those 2 stones.
No, that's fine. We'll roll.
She's going to be solidly on the
Good try,
first
Rob.
yellow. Rolls across, but
3.
doesn't do any harm. She still picks up 3 points here in the 5th end, and she'll take a 3-0 lead into the 5th end break. Chantel Eberly will have last rock for the first time after that break, and Kim Hodson has made her way down to ice level, and she's got Robin Silvernagel standing by. Kim?
Hi, I've got Robin here. Pretty conservative start to the game. Great first shot this end. Tell us about the game so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty open, but I mean, a few hits and rolls out, and the ice is really quick tonight, so a few draws that went through, so it's just happened to be open, and that's okay, but we junked it up a little here and got a nice 3, so yeah, it's good.
A nice 3 thanks to your first shot this end. That was a beauty.
Joe's draws really set it up. That was key, so yeah.
Good point, it was too. Okay, very reminiscent to last year. What are you drawing on last year, going into waiting around all day today and perhaps going into tomorrow?
Yeah, just staying busy, not letting ourselves get lazy and tired, and then doing our game routines and just having everything normal and just feeling like a good day.
Alrighty, 3-point lead. What do we expect now going into the last half?
We'll be keeping it clean.
All right, good luck. Thank you so much.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by Viterra, SaskTel, Service Equipment, White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, Jiffy Lube, CurlSask, and SaskTel Max.
Winter's just around the corner, so drop into Jiffy Lube for your winter oil change. No appointment necessary. Jiffy Lube. Be wise, winterize. When you need to hurry, you can count on Team Jiffy Lube. With fast, warranty-approved service while you wait. Jiffy Lube, your oil change experts.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
All right, people, let's get to work. Lights off.
Ma'am, there's someone at the door. Unknown male, might be a salesman.
Take care of it. You, drop the temperature. I'm roasting.
Ma'am, your straightening iron. Shall I pull the plug?
Yes. While you're at it, leave room for milk.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Awesome.
Not been better. Could been better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Welcome back, everyone. After starting the game with 4 blank ends, Robin Silvernagel saving that hammer until she could use it to her advantage, picks up 3 points in the 5th end, takes a big 3-0 lead here into end number 6. And in the Page 3-4 game, Sherry Anderson had last rock in the 5th. And Susan, what was she looking at?
Sherry needed to draw a cold button. Their Anderson team had a beautiful hit and roll under the corner guard that will come into play here. Penny had no option but to come down and freeze to it to cut down the rings. Penny did that, and Sherry was allowed this draw, but something really happened. The string got pulled and wasn't even close. So 1 point though for Sherry Anderson, ties this game up, and we have 2-2 tie for the 6th end, and Barker has that all-important hammer playing this even end.
Sorry, Susan, I like listening to you. Well, and that wasn't even close.
Sure didn't look like a real hard sweep though before it finally died. I wonder if that didn't pick something up.
Yeah, maybe.
Or else they're just trying to make Sherry feel better.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. She
The
is
birthday girl and all.
Yeah, line. Line's good. Hard.
Just do it. Not even.
Hard.
Well, we had excitement there in the 5th end. Now I'm afraid we're going to see a lot of peeling and conservative play again for a while.
Well, that's certainly Robin Silvernagel's
Yeah,
plan.
by one team anyway.
Chantel Eberly is wondering if they can't look at bringing the 5-rock rule in 1 year early.
Like in the middle of a competition.
In the middle of a game even.
Yeah.
Very tight.
So Haley Jameson did a very nice job setting up her first corner guard. Chantal has asked for a second one, but this one's heavy and is going to come into these
Well, you're on that red one. So.
red ones here.
Okay.
Well, you know, the front end there, or the sweepers did say that the rock was heavy and it was coming in. You know, they could have swept that to get a little bit better position on that. So, again, that's just one little bit lackadaisical there. And that you could have got a little bit more out of a shot that was already missed.
Straight up, Dane, you got it.
I did notice when I was doing my walk around that it's a lot noisier in the building tonight. A few more people out here today, and the crowd's very into it, as you can hear.
And I think a few more cowbells today than we had earlier.
Cowbells and those clappers. Oh, and there are the cowbells.
Makes the hit, removes the Yellowstone, does take one of the reds with it.
Well, I think, too, some of the family members that were working back at home this week have made the trek here to Melfort on Friday afternoon.
And then what?
And all set up here for these Saturday games. So a lot more family showed up for the weekend games.
Yeah, for the playoffs.
Marissa Murray looking to play the come around on the corner guard. They looked at throwing a second corner, but the 2 reds off to that side already. You'd have to go awfully wide with the corner to still have a path to get to it.
Line is good. Haley, if anything.
Can you go at all?
Go, Haley. We got to get behind the guard. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
They don't mind being deep with that one. The key was to get it buried, and they did. So Robin Silvernagel will look to peel that guard now with Dana's final stone of the end.
Straight up, bud.
I think, too, Sherry Anderson has such a following province-wide all throughout Saskatchewan, but, you know, she's not too terribly far away from her hometown. She has, it seems like, so many people here that are watching, the Swiderski clan's all here, and all their friends from Christopher Lake, and that brings a lot of people in. cheering for Sherry. But you know what's really nice about that is it gives these fans a chance to see our up-and-comers coming up. You know, this Robin Silvernagle, Penny Barker teams that might not have that name recognition because they just haven't been playing that long as compared to, well, this is going to be indelicate, as Sherry.
I was waiting to see how you were going to phrase that.
But that's good when that next up-and-coming generation is getting this kind of exposure to a lot of fans here at the curling rink tonight.
I haven't done the math yet on that team, but Sherry's got 3 early 20-somethings with her, and her average age on the team is still going to be close to the oldest one in the competition.
Yeah, she's tight. Sit. Okay.
Peel it.
Corner guard thrown up again. We'll see another attempt to peel that corner guard. They did lose one of their reds on the last peel attempt.
Another peel by Jolene.
Hard. Hard. Hard, Kara. Hard.
Makes the hit fairly solidly now, trying to get this to stop in front of their own stone. And it spins back a little bit, so it is at least partially open. I think you'll see Chantel try to loop around both of them, though.
Yep. Change it up.
What are you thinking?
Well, it is the Eberly stone on the side of the 8-foot that is shot rock right now. If you can bury one here, certainly it would have an opportunity for at least your deuce.
Yeah, and you know what? You get your deuce, force them to 1, get a deuce, and we got another tie game on her.
But again, position here is so critical. You do have to be buried because if you're half open, you're going to set up a double opportunity here if you do get it past the red. Have to be very cognizant of where that yellow shot rock is right now. Always know what Chantel thinks of an outcome.
Hard on her sleeve, been that way from the get-go.
Shouldn't leave herself a bad angle on the red, but certainly would have preferred to be sitting 2 right there.
Whoa. Clean it. Little big. No.
Jolene Campbell now with a chance to make a play on shot rock. But this one rolls out as well.
It's heavy, guys.
How much you got?
Yeah, right there.
So either we try and play that and roll over, or we try and come around here.
I've got enough. I think if I do like a hack, maybe.
Like, okay, hack is a far way. You got to hit a good chunk of it.
Okay, like a light bump.
Hack to bump.
Yeah.
Hack to bump.
Okay.
Okay. Let's make this.
I don't know which was the more difficult choice here. I would have kind of thought the out-turn play on your yellow.
Yeah, what you just threw.
I don't even think they considered that. I think they looked at coming around everything.
Right, but... Chantel says you've got to move this red rock a long way, but you're also attempting to keep this yellow shooter.
You got it hard.
Got to get by the yellow, too. Well, who are we to
Okay,
tell if they knew
what
what
do
they
we
were
know?
doing all along?
Great job by the brushes to get that by, but now is there a double there?
I think it will finish this way. A little bit.
Yeah, I
I think it's going
She's
behind.
looking to just play the hit and roll in behind.
Yeah.
Then roll all the way under, show a corner. Oh, all the way under is good.
So bite the center line basically, Dane?
Yeah. Should finish at the end here.
Looking to get to the inside of the stone that was just delivered, try to roll underneath. Makes the hit.
Good shot.
but almost right on the nose, sits right there, and I believe it's still the Eberly stone sitting shot rock.
They're about to tell us.
Oh, that could set up a double.
Yeah.
Or a...
We're shot. Yeah, we're shot.
Right, so what would be the alternative though, hey?
Back here?
If we nosed it, she tries the slash?
Yeah,
She
I don't mind the hit and
blanks
flop
it.
in. If we know she slashes, we roll out a little, she probably does that double.
Right, she would sit in the open.
I mean,
if she did that double, she'd sit right here, right?
They're up by 3. Do you think they're gonna draw if we go back here? She could just easily
Oh, yeah.
run it.
Well, what else would she do? She can't see that, so she's gonna not be able to hit it.
Yeah, she can see a bit of it.
Well, she won't hit
might
it.
try to play that.
Right.
Can you still be in if you hit that? Well,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
shot. That's the only thing.
So is there anything wrong with an
Sure.
out-turn draw
I don't know,
around
like-
the yellow one?
I guess from over here we are.
So they're calling a tie.
Yeah, I'm never drawing around the guard. I like Christie's idea to draw open.
Open
She's
side,
going to have
open
to
side.
hit
I
it,
could
and you're
take
going to
her
get
to
two.
Be happy.
roll in,
Yeah.
'cause I guess she
See
could
what
roll
Mark
in.
has to say.
Well, that's our chance for a 3, though. She ever crashes. Well, then she does that, and then what?
Yeah, make her play it. I mean, yeah.
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 Okay.
Do you like here or here?
No, I like this because I feel like I'm
Okay.
centering my focus. This, if we sit it here, she's got the roll.
Sure.
I like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Welded on there.
Okay.
Mark says, let's go
This
around.
is what I gave you.
Okay.
I feel like,
The only thing is the danger is the
for sure.
that outside red one
Okay.
is very usable no matter where she goes with
Nice
this.
here.
Part of it too is if you can show her just 2/3 and tease her to stay
So Christie's was like a 15
on the outturn and
80
staying
is
away
what I really got.
from that red.
So 15-6, 15-5.
Yeah.
Would be ideal.
So this is a,
They're still thinking about 3 here, so they're going to come around.
yeah.
You got this.
Yeah.
And this is the way you get your 3. Certainly not by going to the open side.
No, if you're going to the open side, you're content to take 2.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Nope. No, lots of game left to play.
It was a little tight. 6. Go if you can. 5. Yep. Yellow. Let it go. Go. Hard. 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 Hard line. Hard line. Hard. 3. Hard. Go hard. Hard. Hard.
Really
hard,
light.
Hard. 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 Go. Whoa. Whoa.
Comes down and sits just
One
on the corner of her own stone.
So 1 and 3.
We like this around.
16-1 I got, so I think 15 will be just
Yeah, because then
fine.
if she has it, she's rolling out.
So
Far, I don't think. Right on 4.
not going to tap their own. Looks like they're going to try coming
Right
around.
4.
Yeah, I don't think you could play the tap. If you ever left the double, it might be for 3.
That's true.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just, for sure this is the right shot, hey,
Or
not
is
the
tapping
tap.
better, and then if you do tap, yeah.
I like the straight
Depends where you
draw.
tap it to, though.
I like the straight draw. This was my gut.
Whatever you
I
like.
think it's easier.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, looks good. We can finish it in there, right?
The tap's harder.
Okay, you got it, Rob?
Well, the thing is, you could play the tap
Tap
and
is-
then lose your shooter on it, and you might have pushed that up, you know, out to the open on the 4. Like if you overthrow that tap, all of a sudden now they've got the shot for 3 too. So I think this is a good call, leaving that red rock there.
Lots of room.
Robin Silvernagle with her final stone here in the 6th end, looking to bury something.
Yeah, and
Could
it
still
doesn't
get the force.
Yep, doesn't have to be in front of the tee line. Back 4, as long as it's buried, gets the job done as well.
It's a long ways away from buried so far.
We're okay. We
Yeah,
Sweeping from the outside now to try to get some extra finish on this stone.
Every bit. Go, 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 go. Keep going. Hard, 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 hard. Okay, good.
Well, she might have gotten just underneath the edge of that yellow that was just delivered, but certainly it's available for Chantel.
Yeah,
So
for
somewhere in
2.
the middle here, it'll come up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's make this for 2.
thought it might not go right. Sorry.
And Chantel's
Hack
out
the
turns
bump.
have been hanging a little bit on her too. So
Yes,
this
three
is
of
a
those
weight.
three of those blank ends.
Yeah, you got
Robin
this.
Silvernagle got the chance to simply throw through because Chantel rolled out with her final stone. Has to stay full 12, almost a bite of the 8-foot here. So she doesn't have a long ways to roll.
Hack. Hack. No. No.
This rock's still going away from the center line.
Good hack.
This is going to have to curl if she's going to make contact at all.
Larissa.
And it's going to slide by, gets a little piece,
Go, go, go.
No.
not enough to push it out of the 8-foot. It's going to be a steal of 1 here for Robin Silvernagle. She's going to take a 4-0 lead. They're going to confirm that around the outside. It is a steal of 1. Robin Silvernagle with a 4-0 lead going into the 7th.
For hack.
Introducing the all-new heated cab for the John Deere 1R tractor. Simply captivating.
Take your Share More plan with you and enjoy worry-free data in the U.S. The all-new Share More Canada and U.S. plan, now available from SaskTel.
Welcome back, everyone. Chantel Eberly with a chance to pick up 2 points and close the gap here in the 6th end. Slides just by. It's a steal of 1. Robin Silvernagle now out to a 4-0 lead. Just 4 ends left to play. The winner of this game moves on to the final. The loser will play in the semifinal at noon tomorrow, and they will play against the winner of the Page 3-4 game right next door on sheet 2. And the 6th end there was Penny Barker with last rock. Susan, what did she have?
Well, as you can tell, that double for the blank. Anderson's team sat 2 red rocks all end. It looked like Barker might be forced, but Penny with a precise double not only gets rid of the 2 Anderson stones, but rolls out for the bonus of the blank, retaining hammer for the 7th end. Tied at 2-2.
Big shot there for Penny Barker.
Yeah.
It is.
We'll see if this
There's no
Eberly
room
team
on
can
this.
bounce back there. It looked like they had a nice opportunity for a 2-ender. Couple of
Good.
nice shots there by Robin Silvernagle to put the pressure on, but Chantel just wasn't able to answer with her draw weight and a hack weight shot, so unfortunately not even the half shot for the single point, but didn't come up enough and gave up the steal. They were down 4-0 last night, but it was a lot earlier in the game, so not very many ends here to get back.
Well, we'll see if they can muster the same thing. When they were down 4-0 last night, they tied it up by the 5th end as well, so only takes an end or 2.
They've got a little bit going here in this 7th end. Cara Teveno looking to bring her first stone in. Came to the back 8-foot.
Yeah, not where you want to be.
Corner guard was thrown up. Now here's the second lead stone brought into the top 4-foot. Chantel Eberly now will look for the second corner guard. But only one opposition stone in front of the tee line that she might have to worry about later.
Hey, line's a little tight. 3. We're okay. Hey, we have to be easy for line here. Easy for line. Oh.
Easy for line, but you certainly want to do your best to get them as even as possible also.
Pretty good. There you go.
Because you know that Dana Demers is settling into the hacks, ready to throw the peel, and boy, she's just got that look on her face like she'd like to make the double peel every time. So,
but you have to have that mentality now in this game. That's Rachel Holman's shown us that over and over and over and again, that removing as many rocks as possible in one rock is the key to victory a lot of times.
makes the hit, but right on the nose, and that leaves two corner guards out there.
Well, back to Dana. I do remember that she did win the Marge Mitchell Award last year for the player that played extremely well, was voted on by the officials and the committee for the Marge Mitchell. And I know earlier today we awarded it to Candace Chisholm for this year. So congratulations to Candace for the Marge Mitchell Award. Very deserving.
Looking to come around that corner guard. This is going to be deep. It's a question now of whether it's going to stop in the rings at all, and it does not. Goes right through the back line.
Not so good.
Yeah. Want to try again? Yeah.
Just going to say,
Nice and clean.
Chantel had a nice setup here with two corner guards, and one of the two rocks in the rings behind the tee line. You have to think with just 4 ends to play, she needs to start taking advantage of these opportunities, and then they slide through again.
Yeah, it's not the way to do it. Gives Dana the second chance at this peel.
Well, with this guard actually being a rock's width higher now, there might be angle to get the double peel here.
Yeah, for sure. Makes the double a little easier. Sounding close.
She's got one. The shooter comes across, hits the second.
Good try, Dave.
Not quite enough on the back end to scoop that into the ring, so it does leave a corner guard out there.
Calling for another corner, but I don't.
Still on second stones.
Still on second stones. Usually throw one more corner here.
Depends how hard you're going for your 3 or your 2 here, in the sense that still a little opportunity to play with that little red rock in the front of the 4-foot too. Freeze it, tap it back, try to bump under that corner.
Here if you can. No.
All you got. Go, go, go.
Would like to get these close to even. This is going to be high, so now trying to leave the angle as awkward as they can.
Okay. Want that one or that one? Can I get both or no? No. Okay, whatever. That one's ours at least,
Well, you can, but you'd be so thin on the first one, you're risking missing it. Yeah. The corner guard that was just thrown is rather high. So I don't think they're as worried about it. They're going to take out their own tighter corner guard. I think
For an open
Jolene
peel,
wants them to stop sweeping.
A lot of screaming going on out there.
Makes the hit, rolls across out of play.
Gotta love Jolene though too. You know, always very animated.
I know what she's
with
thinking.
The quips.
She was a little worried if they were too thin, they might clip their own stone out of the top of the 4-foot, but she was well over the top of that one.
So now trying to utilize this high corner guard.
Yeah. Weight's gotta go.
Well done, that's good.
You gotta go.
That's great.
Hard line.
Sure doesn't look heavy. Looks like they're going to have to sweep really, really hard just to.
This is going to be well short of the rings. Just nudges up against the other corner guard.
Just that one, really. You can do this. Yeah, what is it? You can just peel this, though.
Jolene wants to come take a look at this.
Like if you catch a quarter, you can
Robin
do this,
suggested
and
that
if
she
you
could
can
hit the first one thin, squirt through.
As skinny as I can.
Jolene wanted to see the setup before she was
thin, but we
looking
might
at
as
that.
well. I mean, Might as well.
Careful with that, but I like it.
No, no, it's nowhere near that.
I think we get rid of that one.
I don't need any ice, right?
Just peel the one and. Well, why this way?
Good?
Yeah, maybe a little, maybe a hair. As thin as I
Yeah,
can,
4
should
foot
get
line.
them both.
Yeah.
Just be sure one. If I
Yeah.
stick it there, same
Make sure you're
difference.
one.
Yeah, make sure it's
Same
there.
difference,
Yeah.
right? Nice, good throw here.
What she's talking about, she could just peel one guard.
Yeah.
But if she rattles between them and her shooter stays right there, there's still going to be one guard anyway,
Same
and
thing.
it's your own color. You give it a shot. If you hit the first one thin enough,
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe up
sure
the-
there's a big enough hole to actually go ticking through. Looks like they're a little too close together. But
well, I think it's there. We know that Jolene can throw it hard.
oh yeah.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Might have been a little bit inside on this one. Hits that first one very solid and actually jams it onto the stone in the back. Fortunate to roll them both out of the rings. Have to think she was a little inside on that
yeah,
one.
no question.
And that does happen when you're throwing that big weight. You tend to bring that rock closer to the center line when you're coming out, and must
Well,
have been what happened there.
Leaves them a rock behind the tee line and a corner. So opportunity now for Team Eberle. Need to capitalize.
Christy Gamble short on the first come around attempt, and the team's struggling with this spot. They've had one go through already this end, and one come around well short.
It's better. It's getting better. Wait only. 14-8.
Not a thing from the brushers yet.
No, line's good. But
Okay, that's pretty good.
It comes to rest
Slide's
just back
pretty
of the
nice.
tee line, but that is dead buried.
yeah.
Peel this way.
Whichever way you want.
I don't
We're not really playing it onto that because I don't want to leave this guarded. Right? The yellow one's open, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just
it's
peel.
fully open.
Just peel.
And what they mean by
I
open,
was
it's
just
open
gonna
if they
say
peel this guard. The yellow one's not really protecting anything, so they don't need to play the double peel.
No.
Okay, peel?
You know, there's only 2 rocks left to come. They peel this one, and then they peel the open and say, take your 2.
Whoa. Clean.
Whoa, 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 we're in the hole.
No, we're not in the hole.
Watch the shooter here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, that could leave it covered. Tap that second guard,
That changes things.
and it will still be guarded. She moved that back in the way. If anything, she might have a piece of it from the outside.
So 10.
Boy, quick decision here from Chantal Eberle to hit and just play for her deuce. It'd be awfully tempting to play the freeze here. She doesn't have an easy shot on that rock.
Yeah,
Well,
makes
that's
4
kind
down.
of- exactly, just at least
as she's
force
coming
Robin
down.
to make a beautiful draw to freeze herself out of trouble, but
She's never drawing. She's blasting something if you make the freeze.
okay, but then she'd still be looking at a frozen rock having to do something really good.
Air firm, not bad. Yes. Yep.
I just think it's interesting that she's playing this. If she wanted to play for an easy deuce, she had the opportunity last end, didn't play for it, tried aggressively to get the 3. She actually has a setup here, a lot less risk to go for the 3.
That's right.
And plays for the easy deuce.
Yeah,
I don't mind just.
Yeah, so Robin does have an open hit here to hold him to 2.
Yeah, stick it.
Yeah,
We
for
can
sure.
get a little roll, that's great, but
Okay.
rock first.
Yeah, you bet. I like it.
This will move up.
Straight up, right at
This
her.
is 10.
Yep.
Clean. Clean, yep.
Yep.
Clean.
Clean, whoa, just clean.
Just clean.
Whoa, guys.
Little big.
Whoa. Whoa, like it's a curl.
Robin Silvernagle looking for the
Curl.
nose hit.
Whoa, whoa. Okay.
She's going to roll just a little bit too far and perhaps all the way out of the ring. So Chantal Eberle, a chance to play the draw, just needs a bite of the 12-foot, and she can get on the board with a deuce here in end number 7.
I think this is good. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it's just 15. Yeah. Because those draws are 14-8, some of those. Down pretty hard. Okay. Yeah. Okay, think you can. Yeah. Let's do this.
kind of like this afternoon's game too, where teams that had had control of their draw weight all week long really struggled today. We've seen a lot of disparity, and sort of continuing along too tonight here for some of these players.
Line size, little tighter pass. Little tighter pass, it's gonna curl.
You know, most of it was confirming, you know, that it's 14-8. And here they're all questioning if it's 14-8. Like,
It's fine.
and we noticed that a lot this afternoon also.
It's good.
This looked pretty nice all the way.
Rushes back away at the halfway point, knowing they've got it into the rings. It comes to rest. Just biting the back of the forefoot. Chantel Eberle picks up 2 points here in the 7th end. Robin Silvernagel with a 4-2 lead.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Oh Canada, glowing hearts, see thee rise. True north, true pride, strong and free, both far and wide. This land is glorious, and it's ours, from sea to shining sea.
You're always home on Canada's largest wireless network with no roaming fees.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Chantel Eberle on the board now with a deuce in the 7th end, but she trails by a score of 4-2. Robin Silvernagel with last rock in the 8th. Expect that we'll see Chantel try to play aggressively for a steal here. The loser of this game plays in the semifinal at noon tomorrow, and right next door, we're waiting to see who they will play. Susan, what happened in the 7th end?
Oh, Penny Barker, this wasn't nearly as exciting as having a double for the blank. She only had one rock to remove this time. It was a straightforward end the whole way around. Makes the half rock hit, rolls her shooter, and our score remains at 2-2. Penny having hammer in the 8th end.
And here we see Kara with the attempted tick shot.
Back 12.
Whoa. Stay close.
Just back 12.
Close. Stay close.
Yep. Whoa. Back 5. Yep. Hard.
So pretty close.
Whoa. Shooter. That's good,
Makes the
Kara.
tap.
Had a girl.
And does just split the 2 rocks into 2 corner guards. That's really all you're looking to do with that shot.
Oh, for sure.
When the free guard zone started and people started playing that tick shot initially, they used to throw it a lot of times with hack weight.
With more weight,
You were trying to
exactly.
put it within 6 inches of the boards, and
Yeah.
it's evolved to the point where people realize all you need to do is leave yourself an open shot in the middle.
For sure. Yeah. And so many have perfected that now.
Little more. Halfway.
And you're exactly right. Throw it with a lot less weight. Makes sense. Took a while to figure that out.
And it's such a tough judgment for the opposition,
Let's
Skip,
get it
whether
to
to
the
sweep your
center.
own rock or not,
We gotta get
in
that
the
to the
sense
center.
that
We're not
sometimes
on
when you
the-
don't get a
gotta
big
go.
tick, leaving
Gotta
it
go.
there kind of helps you out.
Gotta
But
go. Get it to the center.
that was a
Go,
beautiful
go,
weight.
Go, 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 go,
Yeah,
go.
and I think we're going to get a chance to see it again,
Okay.
thanks to 2 nice shots by
Same
Haley.
way. Do you want to go this way? Wow.
I don't mind this way.
it's just that she's looking at the yellow one that just got ticked over.
Exactly.
There, so
Yeah.
same weight.
Same weight, Kara. A bit more. Close.
Stay close.
A bit more weight.
Whoa.
Whoa. Close. Yeah. Whoa. Dana. Pretty quiet. Dana. Hard, Dana. Hard.
Looking for a little extra curl on this one. She might be a little thinner.
Right out, Dana. Howdy, girl.
Still done very well.
Does enough to get it off that center line. And the shooter trying real hard to spin back in, but will stay out of the rings at the side.
Higher the better. Yeah.
They will have a few rocks to navigate their peels around, though. Not that they're worried about that.
One to two.
But that's why Chantel is looking for this guard higher. You want to leave more opportunity to jam something here.
Yeah.
And they're indicating it's a little deeper than Chantel was looking for.
Just leave it, I think, because
Not quite.
just let it sit.
Okay, good.
A little tighter than they would have liked.
Yeah, higher would have been a better jam opportunity.
You'd like to put that in a rock, in a position where a half a rock hit on either side is in danger of jamming onto something. I think if she hits half a rock broom side here, it goes well underneath those two yellows on the side.
Sure does.
Whoa, whoa. Clean. Clean it.
No.
Nothing out of the brush on this one. She's going to be awfully thin on it. Does bring it across, catches those two yellows. Now, how far is it going to spin?
On her own too.
Keep going, keep going. Go, keep spinning it. Keep hard, Kara. Hard, 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 hard.
Good heads-up sweep there by Kara.
Well, that big weight from Dana Demers is enough to spin that all the way back, and that's
Yeah.
a good thing because it came right through the button area.
And it was hit pretty solidly.
Well, and get second shot out of the deal. So
Yeah, over here.
great
Yeah.
shot by, because that puts that extra pressure on. I mean, Chantel's probably in hard steel mode anyways, but nice little kicker.
Larissa Murray looking now to throw the center guard. To be a little bit higher than the last one.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Go, go, go.
Go, 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 go.
Hard.
Good.
Splits the center line.
Dana throwing the peel again.
Okay, good brush.
Not much she could jam this one on here. Those two yellows that were there, of course, only one of them left, and it's now well off to the
Yeah.
side.
No danger this time.
Whoa. Good.
Makes the hit. Comes across. The shooter does just miss her own rock. So it remains Eberly sitting that one at the back of the 12-foot. Throwing the guard, not so much because she's worried about guarding that rock, but she needs something to work with to try to steal here. If she can't set up the steal, at what point in time in the end do you suppose she makes a play into the rings, be it a draw around the corner or perhaps hitting that red stone?
Yeah, our line's
last one?
Right here. You gotta go tight, Haley.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think you're throwing guards all center guard as long as you possibly have to.
I think you're good. I don't. She's peeling anyway.
Okay.
Jolene McIver, expect her to throw some big weight here. You look at that broom, they're looking to hit and roll out here, and she's got broom well inside the edge of the rock.
Yeah. These girls all throw it pretty hard.
Clean.
And they just run dead straight. You basically take ice where you plan on hitting it.
Good, Joe.
Makes the hit. Rolls both those stones out of the rings. They're out of play.
A little higher, maybe. I haven't taken a close look, though. Okay. Let's do it.
Chantel looking for this one to be up just a little bit higher. She's got to take whatever chance she can get here.
Got more?
Oh, okay.
I held a bit longer. Just stay with it. Probably
No,
3. No, we're 4. Maybe 4.
Brusher's indicating this is going to be tight to the rings, if not in.
Oh. Let it sit.
Not what they had in mind.
Oh, sit.
Sit down. Come on.
Okay.
Alrighty.
That will stop just outside the rings.
Can I roll for shot?
Pretty tight. You play a 10. You can roll to here. Be close,
Whatever you like.
but I think you can.
Or what is it to roll dead into the red so I'm shot?
I still don't know if you really
Very thin.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you can.
Like how much?
Half, probably?
Let's do that then, because I'd prefer to throw peel weight.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Whoa, hit less? No.
Off.
Right off.
This rock's still backing up on the way down. Just rubs that stone. It will be enough to kill it.
So now we see decision time. Do you throw one more center guard now, or do you use what you have, considering you have
Either
shot
that or
rock
we
in
come
the
around
rings?
the corner and we make her shoot against a few.
We throw one more guard.
Because if we do that, she either comes around with
plays
no
that.
fear,
Yeah.
or she
Forcing her
plays
to
a
one here is
peel.
okay. Yeah.
I guess then we can sit two.
You guys like the guard?
Well, is she just gonna come and tap it, or?
Well, it
can we
doesn't
just-
matter. You need that guard.
Forcing her to one here is pretty good.
Well, yeah. Well, the force is on with going around the corner too.
Next question is force okay, or do we go hard for a steal? Because if we're going hard for steal, we go tight center.
Well, it would be nice to steal, but I think we can still get a steal by laying a few in the house.
True.
She's gonna hit. She ain't gonna draw.
Yeah.
When she's up by 2 with hammer, she's gonna probably hit.
Whichever.
You like that?
Yeah. It's either that or I think you play the hit and roll.
No, I'm not hitting that.
Oh, yeah.
I think
There's a
Coach
chance
Mark
of
was
it.
trying to give the steal signal there with the adjustments on the fedora there,
we
but
can't give up. We don't want them to
of course
blank this.
Gerald Chimko, Mark Lang back there,
Right.
long-time competitors on the
Yeah.
men's circuit, and
Yeah, I think we lay it. And
like the grand
what does
old
she
time
do?
back there.
She hit this.
She'll rip the guard. Yeah.
Then we lay 3.
Okay. Sounds good.
I don't think she's ripping the guard.
Okay, so this.
Yeah.
It's probably good, I think.
So call is come around the corner. Have Chantel looking at 2.
Would I throw my guard? I'm getting like in the
Sorry, have
Like she's
Robin
probably going to
looking
make
at
the
2.
peel. I guess we could hope that she would go around it, but we don't know that. So
I don't
Okay,
think she would go
top
around
8.
any center.
So you
I
think
would
this
bet that she
runs
wouldn't go around the
probably
center.
Go around a little better.
Okay.
I think she meant that she'll rip the corner once she goes around it and not go around the corner.
Right. I think Chantel was still trying to talk herself out of the center guard.
Hey, lines, guys. Still lots of room.
Right. You got
Top 8,
room.
top 12. 5, 6.
Line's
Line's
good.
great. Got lots
Maybe
of room.
7.
Lots of room.
Close for
Make sure
line.
it's full 8. Top 8. Line's great.
Little
Make
bit,
sure it's
yeah.
full. Make sure. Line's great, guys. We're good. Right to my broom.
Yes.
Right to my broom. Right
Bars
to my
and
broom.
goals.
Haley, go.
Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly what they call. That's a nice shot.
Brings
I'm
it in for
assuming
shot
they'll
rock,
hit the
full
open
12
one.
foot.
Good shot.
Yeah.
And
Or play the corner freeze.
yeah, Robin was always going to draw here, I think.
What if you go here? You think that's tough to be shot?
Well, I think they got it enough into the 12 foot that Robin can't get shot rock.
You're exactly right. She can't. By hitting the back one.
Hitting the back one, you force yourself anyway.
Yeah, because you'll be looking at 2. 'cause she'll
Yeah,
come
you
around.
don't really want to.
But that's why they had to bring that
you
rock
kinda
as deep as
throw
what.
back.
Good sweeping to get it
Well,
into
it's
that
kind of up
position.
to you. You want to take a timeout here?
Sure. Time out, please.
Well, I
So
guess
they'll
we're going
take
to
a
hear what
timeout.
Like the thing is, if you draw back here,
Gerald has to say.
she's got to hit. Like then you'll have the same draw. So that's the nice thing about the draw. I don't mind that if you can chase it with hack. I don't really want to chase that with back line because if we rub the guard, we're a center. Is all.
Yeah. Do you guys like this?
What's our goal here? Our goal is to
To
get
score.
one. So you know what?
We
So
go
what?
there, then.
Let's free start or get something in line, and then you'll throw the same path for your draw for 1.
Yeah, it's got to be shot. I don't think
Yeah,
we
it's
can
gotta
be
be shot.
quite frozen.
Yeah,
So,
stay in front of
so
it.
just draw biting back
Yeah.
8.
I like that.
Even if you're fully back 8, then she has to hit. You know, and then we have the same shot.
I really like
Do you like that, Rob?
You like that? You guys comfortable?
I think that's a shot.
We can't quite be to it.
Not quite to it, yeah.
Yeah,
You'd
if
like
you're
to
to
just,
it, we're not
it's
quite
very
shot.
close if you're to it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close.
It's very close.
Yeah. Even if not quite to it, like if we're like 2 inches from it.
We're like 2
I like this
inches
call
from
because
that
you know
yellow,
it's
we
what
should
she's
be
going to be
good.
throwing with her last
Yeah,
one. Draw to the
real
4 foot,
close.
take
Bite
your
the
1
back
point.
eight. Yeah, just biting back 8 is real good.
So
Okay, so we
almost
took
like a
there,
practice shot, and who
got
knows?
to there. And we
Yeah,
held it at the back of
that
the
one
nose,
end when
mind
you drew, you drew here.
Yeah,
and you kind of got to like there.
So I think we probably
That's
moved
why I
about
think the
there.
draw
Yeah.
around the corner
I
guard
like
was
that.
just
That's
setting it up
Yeah,
for
I like that,
a fourth
Robin.
shot as
Speed will be
compared to
nice.
hard steel.
Yeah, it'll be good. 15? Yes.
Yeah, I think 15 should be fine here.
15 too, you can sink it back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she still has to make this first.
I like that. Right at her.
Line's good.
Careful. Line's good.
Line's nice.
really good.
Line's good.
Line's good. Biting back 8. Stay on it for line.
Wait's there.
Stay on it if you can.
Oh, wait's good.
Yeah, line.
Yeah, line. Yeah, line.
Just for line.
Just for line. You gotta bite back 8.
We gotta
You
go
gotta
for
bite
weight.
back 8.
Yep. Go, Kara.
Hard, Kara. Hard, Kara.
Whoa.
Good one, Rob.
Comes to rest full 8 foot at the back, but it is shot rock, but room to get it out.
Yeah, she can be looking at 3 maybe with her next swim.
Well, that's what Chantal wanted her to do.
Just like checking it out first.
Well, I feel like if we do this, get it over here, there is really no back in there. Okay, so just 10-5-ish.
How about a 10? Just make sure.
Okay.
So hit and roll. To leave Robin the same shot to the 4 for
10.
1 point.
I think we try and roll it that way. Just don't create like a little wall. If we can get it over a bit, that'd be good.
Yep. Okay. You got this.
Yeah. No. Off.
No, right up.
This is going to have to curl a
Kicking's
lot if it's
okay.
going to stay.
No.
Chantal Everly's had a few issues with her takeouts today. This one, once again, rolls out. She does sit 2.
And specifically the out turn.
Good rock. Hey, take your time.
So same thing for Robin.
This is where we were, yep.
Yeah, it's just been trying to match her weight to the broom today.
Yeah, I like it.
But
Let's
most of
nail
those
it.
out turn shots have sailed on her.
Right at her like you can.
So she needs a bite of the 8 foot here to get her 1 point.
Well then, line's right.
Line's good. More room.
Line's great.
Little room.
Lots of room.
Little room. Line's good.
No backing.
You're gonna be right
no
to center.
backing.
Line's
Just
really
you guys.
nice.
Make sure.
Pressure's just
On the button.
really a firm clean at this point.
Oh.
15 should be real
Weight
good.
looks good.
Nice one, Rob.
Looks like right on the tee line.
Bring that stone into the button area, maybe back 4 foot, but it's enough to pick up the single point. Robin Silvernagel will take a 5-2 lead into the 9th end.
So, Robin, good sweep, guys. Yeah, really good.
Take your Share More plan with you and enjoy worry-free data in the U.S. The all-new Share More Canada and U.S. plan, now available from SaskTel.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Welcome back, everyone. 9th end action just about to get underway here in the Page 1-2 playoff game. Winner, of course, moves into tomorrow's final at 5 p.m. The loser will play in the semifinal at noon, and they will play against the winner of the Page 3-4 game going on right next door on Sheet 2. Penny Barker against Sherry Anderson there, and it was Barker with the last rock in the 8th end. And Susan, what did she have?
Well, another blank attempt, but this was no ho-hum blank here. They had to wait about 3.5 seconds to see if this red rock was ever going to get out of the rings. Anderson again sitting 2. Penny made a tremendous double on her first one. Sherry's hitting and rolling underneath and left a little open there. So big shot by Penny to set up that blank, and then they just got it out. So again, we have a 2-2 score on the 9th end.
5 blank ends in that Page 3-4 game. We've got 4 blank ends in our feature game to start it off.
But then we've had some scoring since then.
We've had scoring every end since then.
I'll tell you who I'm enjoying watching from across the way here, some of the parents. I see Barry McIver. He likes to go from one end to the other end, back to the other end, back to the other end. I think the parents have a harder time
I think you gotta
than
go
the
on
players.
that a little.
Susan,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I agree.
Keep it going.
There's
keep
really
it
not
going.
much you
Pretty
can do as a
long,
parent
pretty
other than
long.
just
get
watch.
nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put a Fitbit on some of these parents
right
and
to it
see
then.
how many miles they're putting in during a game.
Exactly. That or a heart monitor.
But some of the pacing does take them right past that little beverage center there too. So there might be a couple of motives at play here.
Room. A little more. Room. More room this time. Different path.
Lots of room.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Different path.
No, we're back 4.
Whoa, whoa,
We're back 4, back 8.
whoa, then.
Can I go past it?
Yep.
Just go through.
You're by.
Yeah, 14-1, you should be through. I got it.
Didn't want to leave anything in the back here, so they're going to try to sweep this all the way through.
You bet.
I'm surprised to see Chantel Everly helping her actually.
Yeah.
Let that die if it wants to.
See if Haley Jameson can put up another corner guard. She's had a really nice game this evening. She's playing very well.
2-3. Line's good. Here, a little more. Line's good. 2-3. Move it a little.
Just a little past there.
Okay, I would just let it stop then. Oh, we're pretty much there. Okay, right here would be good. Not a girl.
Puts that second corner guard right across from the first one. No double there.
All even.
Right up, bud.
Haley always looks so calm. She doesn't look like she gets overly excited about much out there.
That's a good counterpoint when you do have a player that does have their emotions, as you say, on their sleeve. So it's a nice balance on the team.
Oh, who are you referring to?
No. No.
Nothing?
Okay.
Well, Dana Demir's had a couple of adventures trying to peel corner guards on that same spot. She just rubs that on the way by, still leaves it in play.
Game on.
Kim, you were talking about the parents and some of the pacing going on. I think perhaps the only reason that Christy Gamble's parents aren't putting the paces on is because we've got her tied by a cord about 3 feet long to the monitor here.
Susan, yeah. And Mark has to stay where he is too.
She already has no fingernails left.
Haley, if you can.
Go.
Yeah, you gotta go. Go. You gotta bury some. Go.
There's a nice shot by Larissa.
You like feeling that?
Straight up, you know you can.
Yep. Yes! Hard! Right over, hard.
Dana makes the hit.
Good one,
A little
Dana.
solid on this one, but shooter will go all the way across and out of play.
Good shot. Speaking of family members, I think I see Chantel's
I don't
family
think
with
so. I think you'll be
the
fine with
shiny
this draw.
hats and the noisemakers. Always nice to see the full support.
Same? Yeah, same.
Well, that's certainly the bonus when you're able to play these competitions in an arena that the curling fans can bring that color and cheering and noise.
Make it fun.
That's a great environment.
For sure.
Room! You gotta go. It's tight. 9. 9? 9. Yeah, go. Go, Chris. Yeah, go. 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 Just 7. Hard. You gotta go. 7. Hard. 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 Go. Go, 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 go.
It's another good shot by Larissa. I see.
Actually managed to get shot rock out of that, even drawing away from the center line. So it is Eberly sitting shot, that red stone at the top of the 4 foot.
I
Second.
like the outturn. 10.
Hey.
Well, they're hitting the one on the open side, leaving the corners, so.
10. It's good.
There's quite a few rocks left to come.
10-5. Whoa.
No, never. No.
Nothing out of the brushers so far.
Okay.
Makes the hit, but it's going to stay right there.
That's nice weight. Yeah. I didn't think it was soft at all.
Oh. Nice weight. I'm just a hair full on those.
Okay.
Chantel going to ask Christy Gamble to come around that corner guard one more time.
Yeah, you bet.
Little bit.
8.
Yeah,
line.
line.
Yeah, line. 7, 8. Yes, line.
Hard line.
Hard line.
This stone starting to cross that center line a little bit earlier.
Hard. Go, Neely, go. Everybody.
Got to go to get by the guard, and it's going to rub. They still might be able to get into the rings off of it.
Okay.
Does just bite the top of the 12 foot.
Yeah, weight was good.
Do you like just peeling that?
Well, we saw that in a game yesterday as well. Quite a bit of difference between
I mean, you
the
can make
curl
that
they got
double,
on
but that's
Larissa Murray and Christy Gamble there. Larissa Murray almost touched that red stone in the 8 foot coming by. This one all over the guard.
Yeah, quite a difference in weight there a little bit though.
Yeah, I like that. Then that one's open.
Yeah, I think
So even if she wants to hit and roll
I
that.
like straight heel, yeah. We're all counting that one.
Just right on it, please.
Let's heel.
We were talking about the parents here. I was going to say I see Colin Coben back there too. How many games do you think he's watched over the years?
He's Sherry Anderson's partner.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah. You can, yeah. You bet. Like, straight up. Yep.
No.
Jolene Campbell looking to peel the guard.
Clean, clean, clean. Nice throw, Joe. Atta girl. Hey, girl.
Makes the hit, or shooter will roll all the way across out of play.
Nice throw, nice and solid.
Could do that. Try to get an open house deuce.
Christy still has one more to come.
Sure. Like back here.
But with lots of time on the time clock here, just under 9 minutes, there's certainly time for a discussion and a checkpoint here just to make sure that everybody's on the same page with strategy.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to play the split here.
Probably the best chance to keep her 3 points in play. To get both of them in to beat that red far over on the room side of the sheet. You'll sit shot 3rd and 4th here. Robin Silvernagle might have one chance at a double to hold you to 2.
I think so. Yeah, line.
Good. Yep. Hard line. Yep. Hard.
The This is really curling, though. She's got to get that first one thin enough to get the shooter into the rings. This is going to have to be a straight tap now.
Okay, yeah.
Did get the shooter in for a bite. That was important because this double is going to be hard to miss.
Yeah, that was a bit unlucky.
You can even be inside of it a hair, right?
Yeah. Do you like a 9?
I like a 9 right at it, and they can hold it, hey?
Yeah, I think they can hold it.
That looks great. You got it.
Nose with a 9.
Yeah, I like that.
Might be 8-5. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, nose is perfect. Looks great.
Hair inside's okay too.
Let's go. Let's nail it. Put in the nose.
You guys can hold this.
Yeah, straight up.
No, no. Clean.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hard, Dana. Hard. Really hard. Hard. Watch the roll. Yep.
Makes the hit, actually rolls the shooter in underneath that yellow. It's dead buried just behind the tee line.
Wow. You like the straight run? I don't know how we set up to get 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if we
it's
can
gonna be
fit
tough
through that
now.
hole. If we could fit through the hole, then that's
the
tap
shot,
shot.
yeah. I mean, I guess if we try, and then you squeeze and bounce off to
Wow,
here.
that doesn't help us.
I like the run. The only thing is if we did squeeze and bounce off
I
to
disagree, Chantel. I think if you get the hit
Wow.
and roll across,
and still have to
there's
play
still
it,
a
and
double
there's
off
a
the
chance.
outside
will
one.
be there.
She hasn't even looked at that
That
yet. A
will
double off the
still be
outside
there.
one to get to shot rock.
Yeah, which might bring that top one into play.
Exactly.
I mean, you could try to do that. Set it up to
I just don't know.
What's
That's
the
too
run?
difficult.
Okay.
Time out.
Okay.
So they're going to call their timeout.
Timeout. May as well, because if you don't score here,
Yeah.
won't need it in the 10th.
Got it. Make it. Make
Well,
it play
I feel like this is a really hard deuce at this point. Unless I had this hole here, that would have been nice.
I mean, I know it's kind
Yeah.
of stating the obvious.
Sit
We do it to
one
make
at
sure
the
we
end's
also
pretty
get one,
good, right?
too. Give yourself a chance. I think we might have to play it. What do you think? Pardon?
To where? To be second shot? Yeah. Well, it's over buried.
Yeah. We could get to here, but we're.
If you come and get as tight as you can and push it just a little, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
No,
We could try.
that's an
Philip said
overburied.
that, but that's our chance.
Play that speed double, will that intern come in there?
That's what I was looking at. I just don't think there's a hole there.
The thing that
I like the draw if we can somehow make
Yeah.
the draw.
The thing that we're thinking is if we try, we might be able to rub off a little sit here. I think that's really hard. The other option we were talking about is just
Yeah.
There, Mark
Okay.
sees the skinny double. That's
So what does she play if we only get second shot on this?
Probably tries to promote that other red one.
Right, to lay 2.
Hopefully doesn't quite get there. Like if we're
Yeah, because we're not going to get shot out of this. Not unless we tap it, but we'll probably get roll open so they'd be able to hit it.
tap it to shot.
We could we tap it too? But
Let's do it that way. Whatever you like best.
well, that if we're just tapping it, that's the hardest shot. I might as well just throw a draw, right?
Yeah, I agree.
If we're not running it,
Yeah,
then we
if you're not
just.
running it, then just draw.
So this will curl.
Well, there's the decision. Come around, out turn, draw. I don't think they can get shot by playing this.
No.
Yeah, we're not going to get shot, but we can get as close as we can.
Okay, for sure.
So out here, this is probably one of the better paths, I think.
I'll tell you
14-8.
what I don't like about this shot is there's a chance you're going to put this rock in the way of that skinny double that you were looking at that possibly could give you your shot for 2. I like Christie's shots. You get rid of that one red stone, you get a bit of a mistake here. You might get a bonus point out of it. I think Robin probably has to just hit the top one and give you a cheap 2.
Have a look. Have a look. Got room. 3-4. Hard line.
Short if they're calling 3-4.
got to get this at least in for second, and this is going to be well short of the rings.
Yeah. Bounce.
Oh boy.
Okay. I don't think she can score that way, Rob.
Yeah. As long as she can. Like she has this netting.
It's right on it.
Okay.
Oh,
Make
that
sure we
must
take
be
it
right
over
there.
here. She can take her with Yeah, there's fine.
Yeah.
So what do you think for speed? Similar to
I think it'll be good. Yeah.
Similar. I think we need to last one.
Yeah, I think it's full speed.
Yeah, I do too.
I'll take his time.
Should be full speed here, hey?
Speed will be fun. Yeah, speed will be really good.
That should dead net on the top. So.
Give us that 15-3, same thing.
Okay.
Right at her.
Yeah, right out to her here.
Line's good.
Robin Silvernagle already sitting 3.
Line's good.
Just look to draw in here, and I'm not sure if Chantel Eberly's going to have much to shoot at. She might have to play that in-off double just to score. She gets this deep enough, she can take that away as well. Well, I think she might have taken it away.
We better just go off that one.
I don't see a whole lot here. Don't see much. Like those angles, that's just not near. We're not getting any spin off. I don't know if we, like maybe if we just slam it into here.
Yeah,
that's probably still shot though.
And that just goes into the side of the 8 in this one shot.
Yeah. Like unless we just kind of slam it over the top, spin off a bit. I don't think shooter's spot.
It's just that in-turn draw across the center line there, and just hope it catches a curl after you get past this red.
But I pushed this rock, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's not there.
Looking at whether or not they can drag it to the inside of that red, I'm not sure that they can.
Like it slams probably right onto the nose of that rock.
It does, yeah.
I think it drags directly onto nose of that red.
I don't know. Do you think we can play a lightweight and just get by the 3?
What if we play huge weight, just tip this, enough to maybe spin this into here?
No, the angle, it's too close. Can we just come by, push this?
Yeah. Like I'm
Sit
talking
here.
we're like this much, hitting this much of the rock.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's going
I
out.
guess we gotta pick one. We're gonna run
So
out of
let's
time
play
here.
the out turn tap on this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it just back 12.
Okay.
So looking to follow the stone down that Robin just played, with maybe enough weight to, if she could just catch it on the way by, maybe. You sure don't have much room to roll.
But if I make this, they still get 1, I think.
For sure, that's what I'm saying. Even just do a nose hit.
Yeah. On the red?
Yeah.
Which one? That one?
That one that's open.
Oh, they get 2.
Okay. Okay.
I think 2's too many.
Okay.
7 to 2, we're down by 5.
Okay. Is this to give up one?
Yeah.
Because that double's there too.
Okay, so let's call timeout.
No, we don't have
any.
Well then.
Just throw this.
Nice try, though.
I can't play that in because we still give up 2 if
They're
this.
over here. Shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back line.
Okay, let's go.
Chantel Eberly with her final stone here in end number 9, already trailing by 3, and thinking that she's just throwing to give up a single point here. Needs to get to the nose of this stone to tap it back. And it is going to leave 3 reds biting the forefoot, and that will be handshakes. Robin Silvernagle picks up the win in this page 1-2 game. She will move on to the final at 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, duplicating her result from last year. Chantel Eberly will still have a chance to advance to that final. She plays in the semifinal now at noon tomorrow. Just one game left to be decided. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level. We'll see if we can get a word with Robin Silvernagel while we wait for that. The ninth end of the page 3-4 game. Oh, looks like Kim has got Robin.
Robin sprinted down here. She was so good. I talked to you a lot. That's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great game for you guys. It was very solid. Any comments on the game itself?
Yeah, the girls played really well. I mean, the beginning of the game was open, but we took our chances when they came to us, and I felt like we really capitalized when we needed to.
Yeah, exactly. Well played. Tomorrow, same as last year, going in. Anything you're going to do differently going into tomorrow's game, given the experience you had last year?
Just play a strong beginning of the game and play really well. Just keep building on how we've been playing, and yeah, we'll just keep playing well.
Exactly. What are you going to do between the time of now and 5 o'clock tomorrow?
Oh, well, we'll probably go over to the curling club, not have any drinks, but just hang out with some family and then get some rest and get in our usual yoga and just relax and get focused for the game tomorrow.
Sounds really good. Good luck, and thank you, Robin.
Thanks so much.
Waiting now to find out who's going to advance on to play in that final. The ninth end. Oh, we're going to see if we can get the right clip up here. Ninth end, Penny Barker had last rock. Susan, what did she have available there?
On Penny's first one, there were 2 Anderson stones in the house. Penny trying to do another double, but 1 Anderson stone remained, and Penny rolled out. Sherry drew across. You can see that red over on the far right side. She drew it perfectly even. Penny had no choice but to nose hit, take her 1. We have a mess of rocks here on skip rocks for our final end. It will not be a blank end, I can guarantee that. Sherry Anderson sitting 2. Krista Fesser just drew in the top 4 foot there. Beautiful come around.
Try to get something off of it.
Penny, I believe, was trying to come down to the back 8 foot one and at least sit second shot, but that rock stayed way out on her.
So looking at the setup, it appears to be Sherry Anderson sitting 2 right now.
Yes, she is.
Shot rock is absolutely gone. You'd need 2 more shots just to get at it.
And Penny didn't roll her shooter over enough to even have a run in. It's a desperation run. So Sherry Anderson in big control here of this 10th end.
Looking to just plug the hole. See both teams a little tight for time here, although Anderson's clock, she does still have a timeout left. Looks like Penny Barker does as well.
Basically in the hole.
You may see both of them use them before their last shots just to have time to settle into the hacks.
And each team had opportunities to take a shot away from the opposition, but one rock came short, another one went deep, and then Krista Fesser just nailed that draw around the top 4 foot to really put the pressure on the Penny Barker team. Penny now probably just trying to be desperate to figure out how to hold them to 1.
Hard. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, close.
Just looking to plug the hole here.
Well, no.
Just gets the feather tick and spins in to fill the hole.
Penny might consider calling a timeout.
Well, she's going to call the timeout. She's down under a minute anyway. She's going to have to look at some kind of a double run.
Yep. Just high. I'm thinking like a 10. Down weight. Like it? 10. Just, and then. That means we gotta hit the red, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like we can throw it with down, but then I think we're having to manage a little bit more than we need to. So it's just high side to catch this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if we roll there, that's perfect, right?
Okay.
And we should be sitting
Okay.
in the hole.
Let's make a penny.
So a fairly high degree of difficulty on this shot. One other option might have been to do the out-turn draw,
Thanks,
just
Grace.
try to come down to Sherry's shot rock and make Sherry's shot for 2 very, very difficult. This is an all or
Turn
nothing
better? You can throw either turn.
No, I like this turn.
Okay.
I think it's a little straighter.
type of shot.
So I think this is the 10 right there.
Okay. Let's go.
Well, it's the type of shot where if you can make it, you might actually win the game here. If you don't make it, Sherry Anderson might not have to throw her final stone. I don't see any in between here. I don't see a way to just cut her down. You're either going to sit one or Sherry's probably not going to have to throw.
No, this is the only way to attempt to even get shot rock. Her only other option was to come in for second somewhere and give Sherry a difficult shot. And then go to the extra. So to see if our defending champion can stay in this game and try to repeat.
Whoa! Close though! 3!
Has to hit this a little bit high, but close to nose. They're sweeping to try to get some extra curl. This is going to have to finish. Comes across and just misses her own. Now will it catch the stone at the back? No.
So we will have a new champion.
They'll
with
take
this
one quick
Sherry
look around.
Anderson victory.
And Sherry Anderson is sitting 2. That's all she needs. Does not have to throw her final stone. She will pick up the 4-3 victory here. She moves on to the semifinal at noon tomorrow, playing against Chantel Eberly. The winner of that game moves on to the final at 5 o'clock to see who wears Team Saskatchewan colors at the National Scotties. We want to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll see you at noon tomorrow.
So long.